Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble game master, Tom, and this is Adventure 4. So glad to have you here. We're coming to you on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards, and we're also available on our YouTube channel and on every podcast platform out there. You can check all that out at ingloriousbards.com. Thanks so much for joining us. We are picking up where our adventures left off from last time in our city of Almithra, but before we get into that, let's introduce our characters and see who our heroes are. First off is Cole, the Goliath fighter.
Yeah, I've been around here with my brother Caven. I'm really the one you want to have clean things up because clearly no one else can do it.
Then we have his brother Caven, the Goliath paladin.
I'm Caven, the protector of the innocent, the defender of Varen,
Defender of Varen, right?
follower of Celine,
Right, follower.
and babysitter of Cole.
Hey!
And we have Fiona, our gnome artificer.
Hello, I'm Fiona. I do stuff, and I'm good at it.
And she has her construct, how would you describe? What's your race
Not a
description?
construct. Warforged.
Warforged. Kind of constructed, kind of not found.
Yeah. Living metal.
Warforged cleric by the name of Vessel.
I am Vessel, child of Celine, and protector of Fiona, and the rest of the group.
In that order. And we have the human wizard Valamir with more name.
Valamir Almarin Greyspell III, wizard extraordinaire. Thank you.
Excellent. And last but not least is the halfling bard Aragus Willoughby.
Yes, Argus, halfling bard, and if smell is of any consideration, Cole is not the man you need.
Wait, what does it mean?
Today is a special celebration as we have a birthday boy of Christopher who gets a bonus DM inspiration point, able to go a higher level to 2 for a birthday increased cap.
It's because you showed up, actually.
Yeah,
We're just so happy you're here.
that's just for showing up.
And there is another birthday boy this week, and that is your Game Master Tom, who gives everyone a DM inspiration point. So you have 3, Christopher.
Whoa!
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you.
Happy birthday
We
to
can
you.
be totally reckless this session.
Yes. And
That'll be the episode.
And that's like a pressured cap, though. Once you use it, our cap is down to 1. Keep that in mind.
So I had gotten a DM inspiration last week
Oh, here goes
Yeah.
squeezing.
for
Blood from a stone is the new name.
I don't know. Just when I valiantly, recklessly, in my reckless valiance.
Yeah, keep going. It's working.
Went in and fought the shadow creatures.
Single-handedly.
Single-handedly prevented the
Right through to the
Illuminati
commercial break.
Academy from falling into chaos,
Right.
and then the city of Alminthra soon to follow, and then the whole kingdom.
All right, so I'll leave it up to Jeremy, with all keeping everything that Chris did last session in mind. Does he deserve that extra DM inspiration point?
Would you like me to go over my notes? We have a couple. We've got a couple back and forth here. Stealing
I'll just put
6
this
books as evidence.
over here.
It's up to you. It's up to you, Jeremy. Does he keep it or not?
Yeah. You know what? I would give it to him.
All right.
Dude risked his life literally twice.
You should have to roll a D100 to see what happens.
I'll give it to you, but you got to drink a potion.
All right. And without further ado, let's get a recap of what happened last session from Seth.
Hello! The gang, low on health, spells, and morale, make their way out of the sewers with Halbin in tow. No sooner do they crawl their way out than a local guard accosts the group and takes Halbin into their custody to detain him further. The gang back at the university hears of a scuffle in the library. They go to investigate to find the librarian brandishing a knife and threatening anyone who tries to go into the back room. The gang disarms him and barge their way through the door to see what he was trying to hide. They are greeted by a shadow creature, which they quickly dispatch. They soon find several more of these creatures performing some sort of ritual. Fiona, tired and desperate, takes some potions of a questionable nature from one of the teachers. Several of these potions are quickly quaffed. Some bad things happen. Valimir can suddenly teleport, but it comes with a price. He has a 10% chance to die every time he uses it. Caven drinks one up and has an arm bone and a leg bone that disappear from his body. Disappears from his body! Fiona drinks a potion, and nothing happens. And nothing will happen, Tom! Nothing will happen to her. After some long discussions, the gang come up with a plan for Valimir to foolishly use his new power to teleport in to disrupt this little dance ritual, and teleport back out before these shadow creatures know what happens. And I'll be buggered that it actually worked. It's crazy. And he didn't die. It was nuts. The gang hustle back out to the main part of the library. Well, everyone but Caven hustles out. Caven kind of limps his way out. And then they are shamed by 3 other adventurers from the city who waltz in and dispatch all of the shadow monsters, all while chuckling at our little humble crew. In questioning the librarian, they learn that these books they found, which were, that's what the summoning circle, whatever was happening, they found these books, and they were all donated to the library by Lady Verador, the matriarch of the city. The group splinters up to start looking for clues, to get drunk, and to pray. And that, my friends and foes, is where the adventure begins.
Our bard, Aragus Willoughby, is singing a song on a small stage in a tavern. The tavern known as the Brass Garden. With him in the tavern are a few early morning patrons eating some simple porridge, maybe some bad water, just kind of not a great place. And it's unusual to have a performer stringing along on a lute. Is that what you perform at?
Usually the lute is
right.
kind of the preferred instrument depending on the vibe of the establishment. Sometimes it'll be a bongos, sometimes it's kind of slam poetry, you know.
Okay. And there's
Place like this, it's a kazoo.
This early in the morning, it's just the lute and some soft ballads.
the fighter of our group, the Goliath Cole, has just finished a conversation with a strange old man who has disappeared into the back, and Cole is trying to make sense of it when Aragus wraps up his song about a particular member of this city. He's trying to get word out that he's looking for information, and he finishes the last lyric of that song. And how does that last line end?
Forevermore the Verador family made home, and everyone in our Mithra sat amongst themselves, the gnomes and the goblins and all.
Beautiful. An old gnome drinking early his morning beer is nodding his head intently as you sing that song not too far away from you. And he tosses 3 copper your way.
Thank you, dear patron. Thank you.
Good song.
Good audience.
He smiles and drinks and nods at you.
Another round, perhaps? Another song?
Yeah.
Well, this is a song written many years ago by an old friend of mine. It's called The History of Almithra, and it's the same song.
All right, you sing that song. Give me another performance roll.
Okay. That would be a DM inspiration. With a total of 6. We'll call that a 14.
14. You
Best.
sing a strong song, and the gnome continues to nod his head. Everyone else, there's not a lot of patrons. They're not paying much attention. And there's a barkeep who is here, and he serves out that round of drinks to that guy, but he is not the old man, Cole, that you were speaking to earlier. And yeah, the song finishes. There's commotion going on in the streets as the city is waking up. And what would you two like to do?
I just rack up the loot on the stand, and then I'll just meet Cole over at the bar, and it's kind of a funny juxtaposition of size as he's like crouching basically on the floor on the smallest stool,
Yeah.
and I have to climb up my stool to get there. What did you think?
I really like the other song where you end it with ding and died. But this was fine.
Yes, I thought the mood carried for something a little lighter today.
Yeah, I don't know anything about moods, but you did a really good job up there. And you got his beer, so that's a win.
Yeah, that was, part of the plan, as it were. Did anyone come and speak to you, perhaps?
No one about your song, but I did have a guy come by and give me a very solid warning message that says that we were being watched and to look out for the goblin.
I don't know a goblin.
I don't know a goblin either. Also, he knew me,
It's the changes in your
and I'm
pocket.
still trying to remember where I know him from. He was familiar.
Well, your memory hasn't been spot on as of late, has it?
Your memory hasn't been spot on as of late.
I just sang the same song twice. Pretty
I
good.
don't remember that.
Well, you're not the audience I'm looking for today. Well, I wonder who amongst you was it that you spoke to?
He's not here anymore. I looked around for him after we spoke, and he disappeared somewhere around the bar.
Damn.
But I don't see a lot else going on here, so I think we should start head out.
Say, this gnomish youngster here, he seemed to take great interest in my song. Perhaps we could share a word over a pint.
The old fella there?
Yes. Old, young, it's all the same.
You just put a number.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Very well. I'll hop down and kind of bumble over. Dear patron, a round of beverages, perhaps?
Yeah.
Barkeep.
Barkeep comes over and brings another drink for the guy. You're good. You're good at singing.
Arix Willoughby.
No, I'm Faldak.
Voldak. Writing that down in my journal.
Should you break out a journal? One moment.
Voldak. Interesting. Gnome, that's 3.
Sign here.
Voldak, a pleasure. You from this area?
Yeah.
I'm just traveling through. I thought I'd get a feel for the place.
Oh.
And its people. What say we engage over the next few moments in entertainment?
He looks warily at you.
I'm not that kind of gnome.
I'm half.
Age is a number.
I understand that my song here spoke interest in you.
Yeah.
Do you know of the Veridor family?
I've heard the name and I know some of their history, yeah.
Yes, many books have been written of them, by them, from them, for them.
Jump cut to Valamir, who's in the library looking through many books being stacked up by librarian Colgar, who is there, and he brings in more books into this small little reading room. Next to you is a 16-year-old student who's just kind of keeping an eye on you and watching what you're doing, Valamir. Excuse me. The librarian says, here you go. Here's some more about the history of the city. And again, tell your friend I'm very sorry about hurting him with my knife.
It is no bother. My friend understood that you were under a altered state of consciousness because of the creature that was behind the door. You were not at fault. Good
All
man.
right. And I'll get those last 2 books for you.
Thank you. It
He
is
runs
much
up-
appreciated.
He runs off. You take these old tomes and put them before you and start carefully moving over these big pages with illuminations on them and big awesome script. Sorry. Just reminded me of the previous season. And as you're reading through there, you start sifting past information about the city and this region of the Kingdom of Calavier, trying to get some more details about what you're actually interested in, and make 2 history rolls. The first one is a difficulty of 8.
History, huh?
Yes.
Where the hell is
It's
history?
gonna maybe around the
Starts with an H.
H's.
They're alphabetically skilled.
21 is the first roll.
Okay, and the second one is a 10. That roll counts.
14.
Okay. You learn 2 bits of information. You learn that there is a name that keeps coming up with the name Verador. That is a different name called Lord Talon Buskir. Lord Talon Buskir. And he was the great-grandfather to Lady Verador Buskir. Talon was a founder of the city of Almithra. He brought order and strength from the kingdom of Calavier and its capital to this lawless town when he first arrived. The second bit of information, if you're ready,
I am not.
is that
Mm-hmm.
Lord Talon was a spiritual man, a knight of the Order of the Vigilant, and a devout follower of Solene, who brought her strength to the city. He vanquished several bandit lords ruling over the town, which at that time was called De Selene, was the name of the city, or the town, and later renamed Almithra. De Selene.
Day Selene.
Back at the Brass Garden, the gnome says, yeah, everyone knows that she stays away, never leaves her house. She's a crazy one.
Not my cup of tea.
Oh, unless your cup of tea is consorting with demons.
Demons?
Shh.
Demons?
Yes.
Certainly not. What demons would have founder of the city?
That's what I've heard. I've heard it a couple times. Deals with demons.
Quite an interesting rumor. Who would spread such an
Not me.
awful thing?
And if I were you, I would be careful saying her name and your name together. Don't let her get your name.
Don't let her get your name.
Your name.
Cole, don't let them get his name. Well, I suppose I owe you another round.
Oh! And he's happy to receive another drink. Back at the study in the Lumine Academy, it's been another hour or 2 of researching and gathering information. Talking around with this young student next to you. He's
Age is just a number.
Oh dear.
We're in the restricted section.
That one
I
there,
don't know why I
officer.
said
That one there.
Yes.
Uh,
Were you grooming yourself to get that joke out at the right time?
Grooming your lips. Bad.
You
Questionable word to use.
he is.
Thanks, everyone.
It's been a great run of 5 seasons.
People are often worried about monetization. Never been an issue. Never been an issue. Trying to get ahead in this industry, not going to happen.
What we lose in some groups, we gain in others. Keeping it status quo.
All right.
All right.
Do you want a DM inspiration back? Or? I feel like I owe it.
This young man has been enamored of you, asking questions. Oh, I heard you were casting spells, and you chat with him, and he's got to go off to some other classes. But before he leaves, you do grill him. In particularly, you had asked between sessions about the potions
Yes.
that you guys acquired, and he says you should go talk to Panmin Goodflower, a student known
Panman Goodflower.
Panmin Goodflower, a student known for her potions.
Okay.
During that time, though, you're also continuing to study, and there was another topic you were looking to study.
There was. And that would have been the shades, what the creatures themselves were, to give some clue of why they might have been there.
All right.
And what connection they may have with the Lady Valador.
Having spent some time, you see no connection to Lady Verador,
Curses.
but there is the possibility of 2 bits of information for you also to acquire.
Lovely.
History roll 8, and then a history roll 10.
Okay. That is a 13.
And we'll
12.
count that.
Sorry,
we'll
12.
count that. You can also do an arcane if you want.
They're both.
Okay.
They're the same. They're both based off intelligence.
Huge
So.
for you then.
Yep. Okay. So first one was good. Second one I'm going to use my DM inspiration for because I rolled a 2, and as we all know, you can't roll worse than a 2. And that's going to be a 13.
All right.
There you go.
You have learned the shadow creatures you've been researching. You find reference to them with that description, named as Shade Warpers. They are drawn from Illistel, the world of the dead. Crumble. They are summoned beings used to gather information or desecrate an area.
To do what? 2 things? Desecrate an area or what?
Gather information.
Or desecrate an area.
How about both?
Additionally, you found deeper research in an older book that mentions that Shade Warpers were noted as being in the company sometimes of creatures known as Fell Shades.
And what are fell shades?
Fell Shades are described as spellcasters who can sometimes turn invisible and love lashing out closely at wounded enemies.
So they have invisibility.
I am Fellshade. I like to go invisible and lash out at wounded enemies.
Lol.
And long walks.
Okay.
And that's the culmination of all your time. What would the 6 of you like to do? Oh, and we also have Fiona with Vessel and Caven doing some communing and praying at the large, beautiful temple of the Church of Solene.
Solene is my shepherd.
You're not there.
Oh, that's just the
But
chorus.
they want him there. It's a request sometimes.
It's the chorus in your church.
What would the 6 of you like to do?
So since we do have these potions, there's a...
You're all met up
Yeah.
there? I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the-
Yeah, I think.
oh yeah,
we're
sorry,
probably
unless
at
you all
Are-
had something to do it.
Are we
Solene.
No, the communing
University?
has
Yeah,
ended.
you're at the Academy
Or-
dormitory.
Our quarters.
There's a student, Panman Goodflower, who we can speak to about what these potions may do. Fiona?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do we find her? Or where do we find them? I don't know who it is.
She supposedly is a student here. I would have to inquire further. That is the only thing that I had time to learn of these potions, as I've been learning some other bits of information.
From the
And I
tavern.
share
Yeah.
the bits we just covered.
From the tavern we visited, Cole and I were able to gain information on the Veridor family themselves. Notably, they're often associated with demons, apparently. Most concerning.
I wonder if perhaps the fell shade that is usually in charge of the shade warpers perhaps is the demon referenced.
Shade Warper?
The creatures that we fought. We just went over this.
Yes. Your memory is not up to snuff yet.
Well, where are we going?
That's the question, right? Like, where's the next step?
Oh, and Cole did find something about a dragon. Put that in the back of
It's true.
the back of the logs, I believe.
What?
Oh, the job posting, someone says beast that they're afraid of, and they said blue dragon.
Not common these days.
How did these shade warblers?
Shade warper, my good man. Shade warper.
Shade warpers. How do they enter our realm, our plane?
They are drawn from the realm of Illistel, the land of the dead.
Then that's where we need to go to stop them.
That is absolutely not where we're going.
I agree.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good place.
They have to be on the guest list to get in.
And you don't want to be on the guest list.
We cut them off at the
Perhaps we track down your student, this good flower, and see what more information we can gain from them. A tangible lead.
They are more knowledgeable about the potions, I believe. I don't
Oh,
think
yes.
they're any relevance to our other concerns, to my knowledge.
Well, the one person I was able to gain most of my information from did mention that we would want to be discreet in our efforts concerning the Veridor family. He seemed to not want us to be mentioned in the same breath as them.
And who was this contact?
Faldak, the very trustworthy gnome.
He says, well, now he wins his curse. Did you do that intentionally, Seth?
chokes on his beer a little bit.
His name was Her. One too many beers. My favorite so far is Caven trying to think tactically how to defeat the world of Illistel. Perhaps if we flank it from two sides, we'll catch the world by surprise.
Go in the back door.
Well, these, as much as I'd like to find out about these potions, it doesn't seem like the most important thing we could be spending our time on, tracking down some random student, right?
That is true. It was just a
Yeah.
lead,
No, I
some
mean-
information that seemed...
Kind of interested. I love potions.
I mean, in our other pursuits, if we know what these potions may do, we may find them of use as we travel
We could always
about.
go back to the potions classroom. I'm sure the teacher would help us.
Is there any more connection to the Lord Buskier? I only ask because we've been talking about Verimour because of the donations that she made. We're looking for the books.
He was a knight vigilant.
King of the street performers.
I don't think that's right. Is that right?
Ward busker.
Right. Okay. I'm going to try to not hear that ever again.
He's your brother.
I know. But if he's a big deal with the Order of the Vigilant, maybe they would have more information on him. Sounds like he was a big Solene follower, and that's not very demon worshipy,
That is
from what I've gathered here.
I
true,
agree.
but sometimes the apple does fall far from the tree.
Let's go shake the tree.
You like
Indeed.
shaking trees.
The Order of the Vigilant are quite a tight-lipped bunch, but I'm more than open to attempting a conversation with them. Not myself, of course, but
Yeah,
somebody else, perhaps.
Argus sings a pretty good song. He gets all sorts of people to talk to him with those.
Or a holy warrior would be close to their hearts, perhaps.
I could discuss invading Illistel with them, yes.
Oh, yes, you. That's right.
Perhaps
No.
Aragus would be a good bet.
You also mentioned the summoning of the shades,
Yes.
and that the Lady Valador is known to consort with demons.
That's,
Would the two connect?
it would make sense in conjunction with in connection with the books, as the shades seem to, I believe, come from the books themselves, and they were perhaps somehow secreted there, and through some spell, a devious bit of magic, awaiting some signal or some other shade to come and unlock them. And
You
get them out.
mentioned she does not leave her home.
That
she
is
may
what we have
use-
learned.
She may use these shades to gather information
Yes.
on her behalf.
That is true. That is what they are for, in fact, or to desiccate an area.
Desiccate,
That is all I can say.
Yes.
dry it out.
That is desiccant, my friend. To dessicate.
Desecrate.
Just great.
That too. I'm using the older Byzrin form.
Timer starts now.
Never wrong. A wizard is never wrong.
And I'm
He lies precisely when he means to.
Where do we find these knights?
Our paladin knows there is a hall for the Order of the Vigilant here in the city. He has passed by it several times. Maybe you caught him sitting in his car outside watching it at night, texting the order a couple times. But yeah, he's very much aware where that hall is.
Having whole conversations by himself.
He's playing in his room, about being in the hall.
I can take us to talk with them.
Yeah, there's no sense standing around here.
I'm Sir Caven. No. Hello, I'm Sir Caven. No. Whoa.
Hello.
Sir Caven. Says cats. More grapple. Less grapple.
We could perhaps, and I know this is always a good idea, to split up. And I or we, Fiona, could search for Panman Goodflower, while some of these others.
I feel like my friend here, Vessel, would like to meet some holy knights.
That's fair. If you do not mind, well, if everybody else is going, I should not stay behind then.
Yeah.
And miss out on whatever fun shenanigans this group is about.
They have a game they play. It's called Night Night Squire.
Tell me about this game. I am enthralled.
I'm walking.
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower. I'll tell you later.
Hide the golden cloak.
You guys make your way through the city, passing by
I didn't mean to
the
speak for you.
hundreds and hundreds of people making their way around with carts and wagons and activity. You get out of the way as a 4-wagon train goes by loaded with goods heading towards the city gate. It's a lively city. It's compared to previous seasons where we played in this world. This city is very clean and well kept. Tall 3-4 story buildings that are also well kept. The people seem relatively nice. Probably one of the safest places you've been in, unless you go in the sewer. You make your way to the Vigilant Hall. The hall is a large, long, Viking-looking structure from the outside. It stands out as an older building, probably has been here for quite some time. It's part stone walls, part wooden sections as well, and the wood has been replaced over the centuries, but the stone looks very, very old and well worn. There is a banner of the order on a flag outside, and there's also a Solene symbol carved into their door, as this knightly group are big followers of Solene. And she is also the goddess of the official ordained goddess of the kingdom of Calavier as well. The six of you walk up to these big doors. There's no one stopping you from going in whatsoever. The door is even partially ajar. Big double door of thick splintery-ish wood as you step inside. And inside you see there is a big fire pit with a small fire in the middle of the room. There are a bunch of benches along the sides. There's a triple thrones set up on the far side, all equal size, with some steps leading up to them, and only a single soul is here, a middle-aged looking man in some leather armor who is writing with a quill and ink in a book, who's sitting on one of those steps to the throne. And the place looks just really quiet and dark and small and cool when you enter.
Caven will approach this leather-clad person.
All right. He looks up and he says, "Good morn."
Yes, good morning. We are here to seek out information from some of the order.
How can I be of assistance? I am Sir Lerick.
Sir Lerick, my name is Caven Boulderfall.
Haven't heard that name before.
Yes, my friends and I, we are, we help the academy, Illuminae Academy.
That is good.
Anyway, we're looking for information.
How do you help the academy?
Oh, well, we retrieve relics, we retrieve lost items, we do the jobs.
Capture bad guys?
Capture bad guys.
Yeah.
And who are you, little one?
Oh, my name's Fiona Tumblepot. Peep-a-die.
Peep-a-die.
Hey! You know that? Can't say that. Nice.
Not sure what that means, but yes. And this would mean you know quite well, say, the headmaster of the school.
Yes. The headmaster is who usually gives us our assignments.
Oh, I can't quite remember his name. It's been a while since I've been there.
That's nice of you to bring it up.
Mine has a big blank underneath where it says headmaster, waiting for the name to
Really?
appear.
Well, it would be the person who's in charge of Assistant Professor Galasarius.
He says, "Oh, you know Galasiris.
Yes.
Well, what you do then is valuable work. I don't get down to the academy often. Headmaster Vidal doesn't call upon our order
Yeah, I
much.
didn't have that written down.
Well, you should." He points to his little book. But yes, it's an important place that gets overlooked. The gathering of knowledge, the sharing of intellect, which has not always been my strong suit, but it helps out the kingdom and the world at large, and it's good for them to have good eyes like yours keeping an eye on it.
Well, we do what we can.
You get prodded in the back by Cole, who's half pushing you forward, half getting you to let's go.
If you would, gentlemen, allow me. Good Sir Lerick, Argus Willoughby, Halfling Bard, Association of the Academy. We seek information on families most ancient, those who made the city what it is today. I'm wondering if you could point us in the direction of those. Anyone who might know of these families, great and small.
I'm afraid you're talking to the wrong person then. You've got access to the greatest wealth of information about the city at the academy.
Yes, our information seeking there has fallen short. We need a more practical knowledge. Someone with true spirit.
We need to know about Lord Buskier. Why is it so hard for people to talk?
Sometimes you've got to grease the wheel a little bit,
Cole.
Cole.
There's a certain decorum to be followed.
I don't know what that means. Do you know about Lord Buskier?
Yes.
He founded this place. He was a member of the Order of the Vigilant. In fact, he helped rename the town of Almithra. He's kind of a big deal, and we figured that you might have some really interesting information about him that you would know about.
Yes, more information than that, perhaps. Might be helpful.
Well, of course I know him. He's the most famous. He's the most. He's the most famous knight of Almithra. Everyone here in the city of note knows the name of Talon. Lord Talon was a great figure in creating the city years and years and years back. Why do you seek information about him?
We're interested in his connection to the Veramores and what it was like when he founded Almithra in the beginning. Are there any statues or monuments or anything to him and his work here?
Of course. There's the big one in the outside the Church of Selene in the plaza out front of it.
Right. What about the other one?
I don't know another one.
There's not one other?
No,
Two others?
definitely no.
Well, that's one that we'll check out then. Is there anything that you have of here that is like really neat of his, like an ancient piece that we might be able to see? I know this isn't a museum, but sometimes there's some really cool pieces that you may keep of old knights around.
No, there's no such thing here. There's pretty much me and my book keeping an eye on this place.
Where's the, if I may, the cavalry? Where are your knights, your fellow agents of Selene?
They're up north.
Dealing with battles greater than ours, perhaps?
Yeah, I should imagine so. We rotate someone to keep watch here at the hall from time to time. I'm here for the next 4 months.
I imagine if they are indeed up north, it is likely undead they are facing.
They've been known to do that from time to time. Gnolls and the dead are almost always the order of the day. And the dead are exactly who you speak of. Lord Talon, he fought against them many a time.
Yes, we don't know much of his travels, but we do know that. You may want to send a horse up north and let them know that the undead are here in Almithra once again.
There are. Look, I've heard of occasional corpse walking around the graveyard. Is it something like that? A dozen city guard might be able to take that down.
Dear sir.
In the library at the academy.
Within the academy walls itself, amongst books old as the city itself, perhaps. The pages themselves are gone, the words stricken from them, and the undead appear. We know not why, but we mean to know.
Well, I can certainly see if I can send a message up north. The city guard are very isolated in where they provide their protection. There's not much aid unless it's a direct crime right then and there within their very neighborhood. Same with the Hill Guard. And our knights are far and few between.
Sir Larrick, do you know of Shadow Warpers?
Never heard of them.
What of fell shades?
Never heard of that.
Excellent.
We mean not to worry you, dear sir. We only wish to inform you of the trouble that may be coming.
But what does this have to do with Lord Talon?
Hopefully nothing.
There's an interesting level of connection that we're looking for the books that he mentioned and who donated them to the Library of Luminae. Looks like they might be related. And we're not sure yet, but we want to find out. Before doing anything, we want to make sure that we're not stepping on anyone's toes and getting in anyone's way, and that we're finding the right information in the right places. What's your book about?
It's my journal.
Oh, it's about you.
Yes, what I've done each day. Sometimes I draw pictures of food and post them on Insta. No, it's about me and my life.
That's fascinating. Are there other journals of other knights here?
No.
Like Lord Buskier, maybe?
No.
No one else keeps a journal but you?
It's my hobby and my interest and keeps me sane while I'm here alone. Lord Talon was a great warrior, founded our city, fought back the dead many times. He is a hero.
Sounds awesome. Do you have anyone else you hang out with?
I visit a bar from time to time.
Is that the Brass Garden?
No.
Oh. Well,
Are there any like world maps or anything in this kind of hall that we're in?
Sure.
Are they detailed at all with like military type pinpoints and things like that?
No, they don't have anything.
Just the one
on it.
labeled top secret.
Yeah. Okay. But there is like just a world map with.
World map, just like this giant one we have here on our studio.
That's in the garage.
Sir Lyric, I don't mean to be forward, but I really
You
appreciate
seem accusatory.
Not even a little. I'm mostly grateful for your time. And I don't want you to feel like you have to hold down this entire fort. My brother Caven here is an amazing paladin and on his way to being an incredible knight. And you don't need us ever. You're clearly really good at what you do. They wouldn't trust you with this entire hall
Too much grease
if you weren't in charge. But I'm saying, if you ever need a beer, you come find us. We're going to take care of you. And we would love to hang out and talk with you more.
Took a vow of sobriety.
And you're a knight.
No.
He looks down at his feet.
One of those no's comes from Vest.
Oh no! No!
He means well.
No, I am.
Mr. Caven, no. Mr. Caven, no night.
I desire to be an acolyte of Celine and to learn and perhaps someday be knighted. Perhaps someday join the order. But I'm just a Goliath from Bullerfall.
He says, well, if you keep on this path and keep the academy safe and the students well guarded, you are on the right track to such a future for yourself. I'm sure we could use a good man like yourself. Get you monitoring a hall in some distant city just like me.
Sounds great.
But they say
Beats fighting
the
undead.
key to keeping a keen mind is using it, and I think perhaps you should drop by from time to time and see how you battle me in a game of chess.
Oh, I would like that, Sir Larry.
Wonderful.
Then I'll see you tomorrow.
Wonderful again.
Well, we must not waste any more of your time.
Well, thank you for dropping by.
Thank you for your service. Cower before your might and all that, yes.
Etc.
Ours is the fury, yes.
You guys head out.
You spoke
Cold
very
claps came in on the back. You see?
you spoke very eloquently and with much purpose.
Make a diplomat of you yet, Cole.
Yeah.
He did all the hard stuff.
Vessel, great job being quiet.
Yes.
That's my boy.
Scare you.
Easy now.
I like to think that pause was a lot longer in actual game time.
He doesn't have the buffer space for processing that.
Maybe it's nothing, and I'm sure we've walked past it 100 times already. But let's go take a look at that Buskier monument. See if there's anything we weren't looking for before.
It cannot hurt.
To the temple. It was near the temple, right?
Is in front.
In
In front
front.
of the temple.
All right, is that where you guys headed?
Yeah.
You go to the Church of Solene again. Outside of the church is a wide open plaza with dark gray stones laid out in a kind of a fanning out multiple spiral, almost plumage-like pattern on the ground, very reminiscent of some French European-style plaza. There are benches around there, people with some carts selling apples and tchotchkes and that kind of stuff. Other people milling about, some enjoying a nice plaza relaxation bench atmosphere. Others are going to and fro their different buildings that circle this huge wide plaza. Dominating it is the church, which is in the center of it. Huge, tall, towering church with its freaking 40-foot doors that some of you have already been to. And not far from the church is a raised section with a statue on it of two trees that hang over a male figure standing proudly with a sword down and a helmet in his arm. And there are benches around there, and there's a family in one of the benches, and they're playing with their kids. Another bench is a couple that's eating some food on a stick, and just this relaxed vibe and atmosphere as it's springtime in the city of Elmithra.
Is the statue like cordoned off in any way?
No, there's a kid literally climbing between his legs as you approach.
Someone slapped the child. Have some respect! No, I don't actually do that.
That's not very nice.
But I will just kind of walk up and do my good old giant teeth Cole smile. Hi!
The kid screams and runs off. And the father bravely stands up and puts the child behind him and says nothing and sits back down.
I was going to say, you're not that guy.
You don't want to do this.
Argus just leans over. They're the same age. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Valamir will kind of inspect the statue looking for any hidden things.
How's that a detect magic?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's try that out. See if anything
Give that a
happens.
get
which
a
I
go.
don't think it will, but we'll find out. I don't know how to do this. Detect magic.
Neither
Casting
do
time
I.
1 action. Concentrate up to 10 minutes. You can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
And you have to be
And
saying...
I learn it's magic.
No, 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 no.
That's the gnomish way to do magic, my friend.
He does it. Noom.
You mean the right way to do
it's just
Noom.
come out wherever you are. I need to find the magic.
Oh,
That's candy. Somebody write that down.
Where is the magic?
That's what you're casting?
Yes,
All
detect
right.
magic.
And that's a level
That
1
is a
spell?
level 1 spell. Yes. Range self.
All right. You cast said spell. You detect no magic at all around this statue or its trees or base until the spell is just about to finish. A few moments, and you get a lingering sensation that there was some sort of trace of little dusty magic bits that were left there from maybe a day or two ago.
I don't like detecting magic because I have to hold the note on the magic that I find. Magic! Someone get the fucking magic,
for 10 minutes.
Until someone grabs it. Yeah, I'll point out the area infected with magic.
It's just around his head area.
okay.
I'm sorry, his sword area.
Hilt or by the ground? I'm guessing it's a large sword.
Yeah. The blade area.
I do take some exception to the word infected with magic. Looks I just got from the whole group. Well, okay.
A bard doesn't always choose the words that come.
Crowd.
You're infected with inspiration.
Caven took a seat on the bench next to the father and son
Okay.
The bench the bench sort of caves
Vessel is
down a little
accidentally
bit.
holding the same pose as
It's like
the
a
statue.
seesaw, man.
You automatically do that with every statue.
With every statue.
Yeah, Aragos will just kind of look over it. Somewhere on the sword, to the base of the sword, on the blade. Check there.
Yeah, Valamir's checking everything out.
All right. And Caven?
Yeah, Caven's just sitting there, his eyes closed, his head slightly bowed, and he is casting Divine Sense.
Divine Sense on the boy.
No, not on the boy.
Tricky episode we're playing here.
What is the difference between Divine Sense and Detect Magic?
Divine
Good and
Sense
evil.
has
Good and
to
evil.
do with good and evil, and if there's
Oh, mine does tell me what type
if
of magic.
there
I don't
was
know
a
if that
hallowed
matters.
spell, or the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Celestial, you know the type. You can also the present object that has been consecrated. The presence. Okay, gotcha. You cast this effect, and again, how does this look?
It's very benign, very low key. He's just eyes are closed, head slightly down,
Where is it?
sitting there quietly.
Pulling a daredevil, just listening for heartbeat.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. You create this effect. It only lasts 6 seconds. When you finish that, you have no sense of anything at all dealing with those attributes. However, make a religion 18 roll, please.
That's a lot.
For a tiny bit of information.
The boy is undead.
18. No.
Okay. Nothing to worry about.
No, Caven, I swear, it's right here on the sword. Somewhere on the sword there is magic. I'm telling you, I feel it.
You were doing something, Valamir?
Yeah.
Not rash.
Valamir is inspecting the statue, especially as he gets information from Aragos, our bard, on where specifically to focus and concentrate due to the trace magic hint.
Okay. You spend time looking around that sword area in particular, and you may... Yeah, you're there. You may make a similar roll. This would be Arcane 18 for a little bit of information.
That's going to be a 24, because I rolled a 19.
Wow, huge.
Called my bluff, I see.
Well, it's pretty clear.
Only a fool would miss this.
Miss what?
I'm not sure yet.
You detected part of the magic, but what you missed was all the magic.
It's my magic butt.
You sense nothing at all about the sword. You're giving up. There's nothing here at all. And then you gain a sense, similar to what he had, a faint hint of magic that may have been on this statue, but around its neck. But then you don't know. There's no tracing of it, and then the feeling fades, and you're not sure.
How tall is the statue?
It's larger than man size. Say 12 feet, and then it's raised, so maybe 15 feet high total.
So
and
Goliath height.
and then even higher, because then these two trees that are almost like palm trees that hang over.
The neck area of. Yeah, so.
Well,
Do
you
you
got a
share-
jack right there.
Do you share any information? Do you share
Oh,
any
yeah.
of
Yeah,
this?
I
Yeah.
absolutely
I
sure.
can make a Arcana roll without too much pressure.
Yeah. Make a calls for it.
So I have climb on the back of my vessel here.
All right.
Can you go closer to the statue, buddy?
I do this for Soline. And march over and lift Fiona up to...
Stand face to face with the statue.
So I'd like to look at where Valamir described he sensed
Okay.
some magic.
All right. You spend some time looking in that area. As you do so, a gentleman approaches dressed in the City of Almithra guard outfit.
Yeah.
Hi!
die. Cole says right to him, big teeth.
He puts a defensive hand up and says, "Stay back, drunkard. You there. Child, climb on down from there.
Yeah.
Stay away from those statues." What? Wait, what is that? Looking at Vessel.
This is my friend. You thought he was a statue?
Come on down.
Okay.
Are you coming down? Yeah. All right. This is not a toy to climb on. I've
Oh.
told you and your little friends many times.
I wasn't climbing on it. I was just looking at it.
No, let's stay away. There you go. There's a good girl.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
What?
She has
Why?
pink.
I wasn't even touching it. I was just looking at
Yeah,
it.
no touching.
I wasn't touching it.
No touching.
Okay.
And you, no drinking.
I didn't drink. Okay. I'm sorry.
And he walks away, casting a look over his shoulder at the both of you, and then disappearing into the crowd.
Can you get me back up there, Vessel?
Oh,
I do this for Fiona. And lift Fiona
I
back
won't.
up.
I promise I won't hurt it. I just want to look at it.
All right, you're lifting her up.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You got Fiona up there. Fiona, you are looking around without climbing and touching. You can make an arcane. Was arcane or arcana?
Arcana.
Arcana roll with disadvantage. If you choose, you can clamber on it and touch it aggressively for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then it'll be a regular roll.
15 to 30 minutes? No, I'll do it at disadvantage.
All right.
Do the aggressive touching.
I can go play a tune for the crowd.
Vessel will get mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Argus
He
walks
doesn't
over.
like to break the rules.
Okay.
Oh, a 19 would have been
It
awesome.
would have been.
But the 5.
Instead, I get a 5.
Got a bunch of inspirations.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to use one.
Does that involve re-rolling both then?
Yes.
You're so hard on us, Tom.
Yes.
7.
Okay. You glean no information with a quick look.
Perhaps distraction. Argus just walks over to the crowd.
Or maybe, like, somebody that doesn't look like a child could go up there and not get yelled at by Officer Pig.
Well, I'm out. A-cap.
It's a family name.
2 G's.
P-H-I-G. P-H-I-G.
We have been police for my entire career.
Yeah, if that's what the plan is, Valimir will climb up on him. And while casting
On him? Him who?
The statue.
the statue.
I just want to make sure. I get treated like an object all day, so.
What? That's not how I view you.
No, he just called me a statue, so I was like.
He called me a little kid, too.
Vessel
that's
is
true.
objectified pretty regularly.
I think so.
In the
Call
most
yourself a
blandest
statue
of
all
ways.
day long.
Valimir, what were you doing?
I am going to climb up upon that statue, and then I'm going to aggressively touch it for 15 to 30 minutes.
All right. You do so.
Please be careful. That is a sacred statue.
Oh, I'm being careful. As I'm like, just grabbing all over it,
Licking your
handling
hands
it.
after every touch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's nasty.
Salty.
It is just 5 minutes.
Other people have been up here.
It is just 5 minutes in when you hear from the crowd, "All right, then. Get on down from that."
There's no child doing anything obscure.
Well, I thought our bard was performing.
I was going to, and then he mentioned the tall person plan.
I said get down.
Haven reaches up and. Sorry.
Haven!
Cole reaches up and punches Caven in the face. Just yelling, "Ah!" Boom! Right in the face.
Cole!
He says,
Oh, you better get in there. That's not going to end well.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, Caven.
Cole jumps right on top of you and says, "We're doing Char style." And punches again
All right.
right on the ground next to his face. I told you, never come back here!
But But I'm your brother.
And he picks up your shoulders and starts slamming you on the ground.
So emotionally.
If you ever showed your face, and just yelling and screaming as much as possible and rolling and dragging Caven away from the statue.
All right.
But I'll miss you.
The guard comes over and tries to get between the two of you and stop that, you don't know, and is pulled away from the statue for some time.
So it's 15 minutes of combat for them? I'm just checking the
That
hit points.
is
That's a lot of rounds.
That's 150 rounds by my account.
I gotta take some of the damage.
Keep this up. They are going into a fight, a tussle. Crowd is gathering, and you have some time to continue to look at the statue of Valamir. You can make an Arcana roll, difficulty 18 again, for a little bit of information.
All right, and I'm going to drop my 2 out of my 3 DM inspirations for the day because I just rolled a 3. I will re-roll, and I will fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sense nothing else other than what has
I
already
use
been.
another DM inspiration?
You may not.
Is there a plaque on the statue that says anything?
Yeah, it says his name, Lord Talon Buskier.
And I didn't learn the type of magic that it was?
No.
The school of magic?
Nope, just a slightest hint of that there was magic residue.
Oh. It says I learned magic.
Nope. It also says you learned it now. This was from a long time ago, so you're getting just the faintest hint of it.
I said never say her name!
But she's our mom.
Breaking a barrel that's outside and just kind of like kicking him into it. Very much helping and throwing him across the area.
The guard
Roll out of
separates you two finally and says, "What's the meaning of this?"
Oh.
And like Valamir's like, and then like walks off.
Oh!
Just made a couple hand gestures.
So sorry. He's my brother, and he really likes to get into acting. We're trying to do some stunt work.
Why does your brother sound like the donkey from Winnie the Pooh?
It's a really good voice. He's been practicing, right? Donkey voice?
I guess.
Now, you two need to come to some agreement here, or I'll have you under arrest.
No, we don't. No arrests are needed. They sometimes get angry at each other.
Yeah, be quiet, girl. You too.
And cut! Amazing scene work. Where did you find this young man? Brilliant work, gentlemen. Sir, thank you so much for your efforts in helping us with our scene work today. We'll be going.
Make a deception roll with advantage.
He likes this.
Where's my character sheet? Deception. Ooh, that's a good one for me. With advantage, 12.
You were so eager to read that off.
I know. It was so fast. He says, what exactly? No, hold on. And grabs onto you, Aragus, letting everyone else go. Grabs you by the collar.
More years as a director of theater.
Pause here for a second. Vessel speaks with Fiona. There may be opportunity here. You are qualified to assail such a statue.
I was up there for a minute. You think I should go back up there?
I think so.
You're gonna let me crawl around?
I trust everyone and you just a little bit more.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
I thought you were going to exclude somebody from that.
We're early in the seasons. People will fall off the list.
Fiona will get after it with a little more intensity.
Okay, you're
Aragus is
climbing
like
around.
looking over the guard's shoulder, hamming it up a little bit. Don't hunt my never know of my years.
He says, there's no shows or performances allowed in the plaza at all.
You're not getting paid for this day's work.
No, but you will pay a fine to the city. Come with me.
Oh, we need that guy. We're just playing. Ah, I'm sorry, boss.
without me.
Back to one, people. Back to one.
And he drags you off to a nearby guard tower that is just on the edge of this plaza. Where you are taken inside and given a fine and a stamp of paper that shows you have paid the fine. And the fine is 1d8 silver, oddly enough, in the legal books. 3 clearly is the legal requirement. And-
Subject to change day by day.
Thanks for the graduation.
Roll
It
again.
should be 2 silver for the unmanhandling course fluffing my nape. I'll need a receipt.
They provide the receipt. You must pay 3 silver.
I do it.
Fiona, it takes
That's
time.
for the receipt.
It's the paper.
And you may make an arcana roll. You have some extra. I'll say 16. It's still not easy. Straight, no disadvantage.
They'll burn it.
All right.
Yeah.
Get rid of that dice. Hey, how about a 23?
That is high.
yes.
What is your arcana skill, might I ask?
5.
Nice.
The head of the set.
Just comes right up. It's a Pez. You detect, again, hints of this magic and sense a source as though it's like a distant, like a Cupid's arrow with little crystalline energy, like a comet trail leaving, and you're not seeing the arrow, and you're just seeing the remnants of where this little comet tail has come from, and you can sense this visual magic view for just a moment. It starts to fade, and you can barely keep it in your eye for, again, focusing intently on the magic, and it's coming from the northwest part of the city, and it was brought several hours ago, not a day or two as was previously.
Okay. Well, then I'll gather up everybody and let them know what I sensed. Where is that lady's house?
That I do not know, my friends. We would have to ask about discreetly.
Does that have to
And
be
he
that
looks
discreet?
at everybody else, except for Vessel, who is discreet.
I mean, it can't be that hard to find. Do we know, like, where the bougie part of the city is?
To the northeast, north, and northwest.
Okay.
So we're definitely at least on
I'm
the
gonna
wrong
guess
half
she's
of
in the
city.
northwest part of the
No, we
city.
should still find out. I mean,
Let's start walking that way.
yeah.
Okay. You guys start walking to the northwest. Is that correct?
Yep.
You head that way. No idea where in this large city in northwest you are going. You make your way in that general direction. Wandering through wide avenues, smaller streets, connecting streets. You all don't know this city very well. All of you are new in some way to the city. But you were able to continue making your way northwest. You reach a point where there is a large wall with old battlements on top that separate one section of the city from another, different layers of the city from long ago. And you pass through a big gate, and it has a steep rise up to another neighborhood of the district up there. But not moments after you get through the gate, you hear the clippity-clop of horse hooves and 2 horses wearing stylish barding to protect them, and 2 members of the Hill Watch. This is a city guard of a higher caliber for this neighborhood region in particular. They come riding up. You see, this is a much less crowded area once you went through that gate, and there are not a bunch of people going to and fro. There are not people hawking their wares. You are kind of standing out. These 2 horses come up, and these are armored individuals. They get up close in a bit of intimidating way, kind of coming at you from with the side of their horse to get a lot of mass in front of you and maybe create like a V shape of the two horses. And they have their helmets up and they look at you and say, "Good afternoon. What is your business here on the hill?"
Expedition for the Academy, dear sirs.
"And what is that expedition you talk of?"
Why, to gather information on families most ancient of the city, of course.
"You don't look the sort, and I have no mention of any arrival."
I've just had a run-in with some of your lesser associates. Sorry for my attire. Kind of fixes his clothes a little bit. And points to the guards you might be able to just see past the barrier, if at all.
You are not known to us. Do you have an invitation to be here?"
A bard simply goes where a bard feels the entertainment is needed. As for my associates, they help me with the information that I seek and also the wisdom that we share.
Make a persuasion roll.
That is a 17.
He says, "How long do you plan on being here within these grounds?"
If all goes according to our plans, and they always do, I'll remind you, I'd say by nightfall. Perhaps morning, if you would allow that.
"Make sure you're gone before nightfall.
Nightfall it is.
Be on your way." And they slowly clop off.
Nice work.
Yes.
Thank you, dear
for sure.
sirs. Remember, gentlemen, try not to give anyone your name.
Kaven wants to look back and see if we can see the statue of Horde Buskier.
You cannot. You can see the top of the church from this raised position.
Okay.
This
And
raised
there's
neighborhood.
and we're kind of at the bottom of this neighborhood that's
Yep.
ascending. Okay.
And you make your way into this neighborhood. It's got some very fine-looking shops. Most of them look like they have magical lights inside to display their wares of fine clothes or expensive-looking custom-made furniture and stuff. But there's no one in the shop. You see one shop that is a pet shop of all sorts of groomed animals, and including some strange, more exotic style of creatures, of snakes with wings.
Although my character's not interested, I sure as shit am.
But when you go in, you try and peek in. The door is locked, and you can see there is a shopkeeper attending a very rich-looking woman, and going from animal to animal type of a thing. It's a very different shopping vibe here than other parts of the city.
Can we go in and pet those snakes?
I'm afraid the door is locked. I see, I believe they probably deal with one patron at a time.
We don't have time for this.
Why not? There's snakes with wings.
We
That doesn't interest you?
We can come back. And Kaven is constantly looking for the road or the route that will take us to the highest point in
Okay.
the neighborhood.
All right. You do so. You get to the highest point, and it is a villa there that has a big, tall tower. Kaven, you in particular can make a perception roll.
17.
And you can see on top of this tower, there are some windows that look gorgeous. It's a walled compound, as many of the places are here. And this tower stands out above all the rest, clearly the highest point in this part of the city. And on the very top of the tower, it's actually open, and with 4 large arched openings at the very top of the tower. And within that arched area is a big telescope-looking thing.
Thinking back on the trajectory of how Fiona described, and with probably Fiona's consultation, Valimir tries to figure out if that leads back to the statue via the arcane trajectory that was sentenced by Fiona.
The telescope is pointed in a different direction.
Okay.
Does it look, though, that it can be pointed in various directions?
Yes.
Is there a name, coat of arms, anything that would identify whose
The house.
dwelling this is?
Tower.
It says the Wells House, WELL''S, possessive. The Wells House, outside, engraved in the wall, actually.
It will take much time to find the one place.
Is there a
We
guard
will
shack?
have to ask.
There is a guard shack here. It's a small little shack off to the side. There's a single guard and a small little little blockade thing that goes down.
How many eyes does this guard have?
Is there a bell?
There's no bell that you can foresee.
That is anybody lost in the moment. That is a reference back to a previous season where season one, where we terrorized a guard because one of our people's psychotic. But
Caven would like to go up to the guard shack, and is there a guard there?
There is a guard there. It is a sleepy human wearing very nice, frumpy. He's wearing Seinfeld's pirate shirt.
Okay.
And nothing else.
Good afternoon.
He says, "Oh yeah, hello.
Hello.
Come on in." And he opens up
Wait.
the barricade to let you in.
Thank you.
So it's the human window with the Goliath. So
Bending down in, yes.
Yeah.
Groot style into the camera.
Yep. All right. Why walk on in?
All right, he closes the gate behind you.
So now I'm on the property.
You're on the property. It's
By
a
yourself.
small, narrow little garden that goes around up to a nice-looking door up front and a well-kept garden.
I go up to the door and see if it's open.
It is not open.
Okay. Then I knock.
You knock. You wait for a while, and there is no response. You look back. The guard's watching your every movement.
The master of the house appears to be occupied. They're not answering the door. Could you let me in?
Okay. He shambles up to the
top-notch
steps
security.
and opens up the door.
That's the name of the company, Top Notch Security.
Inside's a beautiful checkerboard black and gray tile with suits of armor. It looks not well maintained and clean and a little dark, but extravagant and over the top. And he says, "Barkley, your guest is here." And then you hear, "What? Okay." And the guard motions for you to go inside awkwardly.
Okay.
He closes the door behind you.
I go in.
All right.
did we hear that?
Sure.
We may need to waylay anybody coming to the Wells house for a few moments, my good Bard, if you
I am confused.
Waylay?
waylay.
It means to stall. And there's nobody here, Valimir.
Yet, but we must look about.
I feel a performance in a city where performances are not common may be uncommon.
I'm not asking for a song and a dance, my friend. Merely a distraction.
I love that didn't even occur to Argus. Like, well, I can't do another song here. No one needs to hear a song. Everybody needs to hear a song.
I have only a few tricks in the book, dear boy.
Well,
Only level 2.
You seem to do well with the city guard before, so I'm sure you'll think of something. No worries.
Should anyone approach us, I'll take good care of them with coal and vessel at my side.
I'll teach you Scoville.
Teach him what?
Caven is waiting for Barkley.
Yes, coming down the spiraled stairs inside this mansion is a gnome, an older gnome with a gray beard. And he is wrapping a little robe around him, and he's not holding on to the railing, just quickly wrapping around and going, oh dear, I totally forgot the time. Ah! And he trips and falls the last 5 steps.
And
God.
Caven reaches out to catch him so he doesn't bonk his head at the bottom of the stairs.
You stop his head from bonking on the ground. He gets back up and brushes himself off. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. Most unbecoming. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. I'm so sorry, Mr.
Boulderfall.
Boulderfall, of course.
Yes.
Won't you come in for tea and whatever you eat?
Yes, I was hoping we could get straight to the telescope.
Of course, the telescope. Yes. My maid is gone for now, but I've got some tea brewing. And he takes you into a sitting room with some dusty books, a globe of Varen you've never seen in your life, and you don't believe the Earth is round.
Wait, a globe? Hold on. I'm gonna have to bring down some spiritual wrath on this guy.
Solene says it is flat. It is flat.
We will not accept science here.
There's another globe of a big rocky textured thing, and he has got a couple maps of Varen that are scattered throughout, and you hear him off in another side room, and not too long after that, a tea kettle whistling. And he returns a few minutes later with some tea in a cup that is ridiculously small for you. It's a little small for his small hands.
Wow.
And then some small cookies in the shape of different animals.
I take the cup of tea and I just put the whole thing in my mouth.
The cup and all?
Yeah.
And swish and spit.
And then I take the plate of cookies and do the Geico lizard commercial where he's bringing the cookies to the door of his neighbors and takes the whole plate.
Oh, all
and
right.
just,
Well, what we like to do is make a game where we say each name of the O, and you just swallow them all.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Yes, of course. Mr. Barefoot.
No. Boulderfall.
Boulder Fall. I'm sorry, I've been so busy. The telescope.
Yes.
I've told multiple neighbors that it is only pointed upwards, and I will continue to reassure the general population of the city this. You pervert! Just a little pervert.
Never mind her. She's crazy.
Size is just a number.
I'm wondering if I can see the cathedral from here, see the temple.
The Church of Solene?
Yes.
I believe so. But why?
I'm a student, a disciple, if you will, of Solene, and in my journey I've discovered that finding different perspectives can lead to different opening of knowledge spaces.
And this will help keep you all from bothering me?
Yes, I spend much time in the temple seeing it close up, but I thought if I get a view of the temple from far away, maybe I will find some new enlightenment.
All right, this way. And he leads you up. Tim, more surprised than anything how swimmingly this is going. He takes you up the stairs to a more master suite hallway type area, and then through a small doorway, through some narrower stairs, into a very tight square stairs that go up and up and up and up and up and up, all the way to the top of the tower. The rest of you, after a while, can see a large-headed Goliath pop out at the top of that tower way up there next to the telescope. There is not a lot of room for you and the telescope and the gnome, Barkley.
No room for the gnome.
And he is there. You see he's got a small table with some weird-looking rocks on it, keeping pages down. He's got quill and lots of different inks, a couple books that are opened up, and then he has his telescope. And he says, all right, now I'm only pointing this down into the city per your request. And he starts cranking this big wheel over and over again, and this cool-looking metal copper brass telescope with a giant lens on it starts cranking down and down and down and down and down and down. And
I told you he was a pervert. He's doing it again. Mom!
Jesus.
and he cranks another wheel. He's cranking it, and he's cranking another wheel.
Jesus.
And rotating that telescope over, and he says, I think I've about got it. And he's looking through it and trying to get the angle right. You duck as it swings by, and you look, and it's got that cartoony eyeball looking out the big lens right next to you. And finally he says, yes, I think that's it. And he is now on top of a stool. He's got it arced down so high he's got to be up to looking at the weird angle of the lens looking in.
And that stool just happened to be nearby?
Yes.
Weird.
And he says, here, you can just see the church from here.
Okay. I go to the eyepiece and I look through.
All right, you look through. You can see he's got it zoomed in on the top quarter of the Church of Solene with a couple of its spires sticking out. You can just make it out. There's no view of the plaza of any way that you can see.
Even with the naked eye, I cannot see, like, oh, the statue would be right there or anything
No,
like
there's no line of sight to that.
But you do see the guard staring at you with his arms crossed.
That's why this went so smoothly. Can't see shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Does that satisfy your curiosity?
Most of it. What are these writings you have on the table?
Oh, my writings are about the stars. I look into the heavens above and make my notations about rotations of stars, the rotations of our planet, how the sun moves and doesn't move. There's some interesting findings that might rock your world. He wouldn't say that. That might disturb the common notions of science.
Freak you out, man.
The sun stays still. It is the center of
Here we
our
go.
universe.
So you would think, but science shows the sun might actually be going
But
around.
Solene says that the sun stays still.
Ah. His whole face
That's
is
Vessel twitches.
contagious.
You know the undead? No such thing.
Well, let us speak no more of this then. Is your curiosity satisfied?
Yes.
Is your limited view, and by that I mean the view that I'm providing that is limited, satisfied?
Thank you for being so gracious.
Of course. Well, make sure to tell all the others that I was happy to oblige, and that if further inspections are absolutely required, I will certainly be happy to do so.
I will pass that along.
Wonderful.
Thank
Oh,
you.
look, the HOA is assembled below. Pitchforks. Pitchforks. That's unnecessary.
May I also have the cookie recipe?
Of course. And he quickly gets his telescope pointed back up, takes you downstairs, scribbles something down of a recipe for cookies, and hands it off to you and says, is there anything else, Mr. Boulder Crash?
Boulder Fall.
Yes.
No, but I do appreciate your time, Mr. Bargley, and perhaps we will meet again.
Okay. Well, good day.
Good day to you.
He does not escort you out the door and immediately goes skittering up the steps, trips over the last one, and then gets up and continues back upstairs.
Oh, you're going to say falls back down.
All right. Haven walks outside, back out through the gate.
All right. The guard is dead. Your 5 friends surrounding his dead body.
He was asking too many questions.
What happened? Two eyes are missing.
Yeah.
The hand is gone.
Well, That went surprisingly well.
What'd you find out?
Nothing.
Oh, that you and I have different definitions of
Did you
surprisingly
know-
well.
He thinks the sun moves.
We do not talk about such things.
Yeah, don't talk about the sun.
Red eyes, blasphemy alert.
Blasphemy.
Haven,
You.
you weren't
I had
able,
such high hopes.
you weren't able to get anything from him, from the telescope.
No, you cannot see the statue from the telescope.
I see. And you didn't give him your name, did you? Remember, we're not supposed to do that here.
I only gave him part of my name.
Shit. All right. It's not going to be easy.
We gotta find out where this Lady Verador is.
Oh, hey, you guy.
Yeah?
Where's the Verador house?
Oh, it's just the 3 over there. He points to the left.
Oh, that we were in W. We're supposed to be. Okay, we're supposed to be over there.
In V. V Street. That's so true. That's weird.
Thank you.
You get married, you have to change streets.
I'd marry you, dear, but
The
the market just doesn't work right
It's
now.
rent controlled.
You can only marry up. You can't marry.
Yeah. You'd have to move that way. No one likes to move that way.
They went east of the gate. You see that family? Ugh.
We
so he
head
pointed-
towards the house.
Okay. You guys head 3 houses down.
3 doors down.
3 doors down. You see there is another estate. This one is not walled in. It has a small courtyard around the outside that is not well kept at all. It looks very dry and dead mostly, not recovered and grown from the winter into spring. It is a big 2-story affair that looks old, been here in the city for a long time. There are no fancy window lights like the shops you've passed by, and it's relatively quiet, and you're at the door.
There's no guard. There's no.
No
Nope, not
guard.
walled in. None of
Oh.
that.
Yeah, Aragus would like kind of mention that. No guard at this residence.
Caven knocks on the door.
No gates either.
It looks kind of dumpy, too.
Not very well kept.
There is a unlocking sound at the door, a loud click, and then a sliding bar scraping open to unlock as well. And the door opens up. Beyond, you see a darkened foyer with a figure greeting you at the door, the likes of which you looks somewhat familiar as an attendant, but also looks very bizarre, the likes of which you have never seen before. And we will take our break there. And we shall return in just a little bit to see what is beyond the door.
Door
We
number
will
2.
Be right back. The door is open, standing before you in a fancy servant-like outfit, a cross between a butler's outfit and a tuxedo, a weird mishmash of over-formal outfit, is a very white-skinned human male who stands there looking at you awkwardly. It takes but a few moments to realize that there is something even more off about him, as his hand that he's holding up almost as a flat palm.
Agent!
Oh, we haven't heard that enough. It's been a while. It's like a disadvantage of your character. You must do that when a hand is offered in any way. Our sacred culture. Meeting!
Sorry, go ahead.
He holds up his hand for a moment, and then it fades out of existence with just cloth arm behind it, and the arm reappears as though it goes invisible for just a little bit and then reappears. And then the same effect happens to his face. He has this very flat affect, and then his whole head fades out and reappears and then appears to normal and then fades out and reappears. He extends his hand all the way out towards you, almost holding you at bay, and bluish light starts to appear in front of his hand, just a few inches in front of his hand, little swirling, twirling lights. And it's spelling a word in the air in front of his hand.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
He's got a gun.
And the word that's spelled is name.
Ah.
You're already fucked, so you might as well.
Is he too big, or can we see
According
this
to
too?
the little drunk person at the bar at 8 a.m. That is.
But I told it to the other guy, not to this person.
And we never said anything about the Varamere house at that time, so it was not in association with that name. So, but you have a
I think
question to
Argus was
answer,
pretty
Caitlin.
clear with
I
his
do.
instructions, but that's all right. We can just keep going.
All right.
Stupidity.
What was his name?
I say I
jerk.
say the name.
Baldic.
Oh,
Balder, he curses like,
that's messed up.
All right. Valdic.
Wow.
Okay.
He was such a fan
Oh
too.
man,
Well, what did you
poor
say?
guy. No good deed goes unturned.
If he
goes
didn't say the
unpunished.
right name, it could be someone else that he cursed.
all right, so how do you say it? And how do you say it? And what do you say?
I am Bat Sammy.
S.G.
8 other people can get that. That's awesome.
I say I see that it says name, and I say all I say is Valdic.
Okay. That word name, it gets blown away as though it were dust. And then another squiggly line appears. And it spells out a new word. That word is purpose.
Information.
That word is blown away. And a new word appears. And that word is volume.
Volume. Guys,
This has been all you, my friend.
volume, as in volume of book.
Or volume of information. Or he's asking you to speak louder.
Or the number 6 for volume of people.
Are you sharing these words with us, or
He's probably
like,
turning around and mumbling.
I'm
to you.
saying because like you're
Yeah,
a big
I'm
dude.
talking to.
Okay.
to
I'm just saying because you're a big
the
dude, so I
group.
don't know. Argus just says, "Try silent."
Avoiding your dream?
That word disappears. A new word appears, and it reads purpose.
information about the Varamore house.
There's a pause. That word disappears. Then the replacement word is volume.
Let's start with the beginning. 1.
There is no response. That word disappears, and this face fades in and out of this strange dude standing there in this odd outfit, and the word he has before him again is purpose.
I don't know the answer to this riddle.
Questions.
Ask if we can come in.
Caven, say the word invitation.
Invitation.
And the hand is stretched out closer to your face, uncomfortably closer to your face, and the word is replaced with volume.
What was one of the book titles we saw?
Yeah.
The Curse of Elminthra. Or Cause. Cause or
Cause.
Curse? Cause of Elminthra. State that.
The Cause of Elminthra.
All right. The hand is withdrawn, and you hear some footsteps approach. You see in the gloomy foyer a woman appear, a middle-aged lady with her hair in a simple ponytail, clearly another servant. Fine-looking clothes, but very basic in design. And she comes up and says, "All right, this isn't very clear at all. You have to speak up. I can't get you from there."
I knew it!
Chris is laughing.
I even said it.
She steps in and pats the guy on his shoulder and says, "It's all right, Baz. I've got this."
Name?
And she steps in. She looks at you all, 6 of you standing there, trying to look beyond the giant Goliath in the doorway.
He just keeps matching where she's gazing.
And she looks at you all and kind of raises one eyebrow and has a little bit of a smile to her face looking at these 6 strange-looking people.
Information. No, go back. Speak to an agent. Oh, hello, yes. You're there. Jesus. The reception in the city is awful. Good day, madam.
She says, yes, good day. We don't get many guests here.
Nor many gardeners, I see.
Oh, that's not how you start this,
Yeah.
man. I thought you were that charisma.
Your lawn is shit, lady. Come on.
She says, funny, I would have pegged you for the charming one.
My dear lady.
Speaking of shades, she's casting her eye.
My dear lady, I mean no offense. I simply feel a little welcome from the spooky hand approaching us and the unwelcome effervescence of your place.
That is by design.
I see.
Our bard rolls ones quite often.
I
Not one-
assume you are not here selling something.
No.
Lawn services.
3 silver would do about today's steak. No, madam, not loiterers nor sellers of any kind. No tradesmen here. Simply seekers of information. We were told that your family is well known and well respected.
I would agree to half of that. And which one of you is Feldak?
Oh.
All eyes look at you, Gavin.
Well, that would be our donkey-mouthed friend.
Donkey mouth friend.
What the hell was that?
It's a shower from upstairs.
Oh,
What?
I thought that's getting angry.
it's like we've got a Foley artist now. I'm like, what the hell?
And you came because of the family reputation?
Madam, it would appear that some of the donations brought to the most ancient library of the Almithran University have been stolen.
The books I gave them are stolen.
Yes, it would appear so.
Interesting.
Yes, and we only have the names of some of the stolen property, and we seek the owner of these pages to reclaim the words, if not copies of the books themselves, if there is such a thing.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't think they were worth much to begin with.
Words directly from the source of the foundation of the city, madam. More important words I could not speak.
I'm poor with manners. Please, come in, come in. Even you, she says with a smile to the bard.
I don't deserve it, but I would thank you instead.
And she holds the door open for all of you to enter.
Thank you.
Yeah, you.
And she says to you, Aragus, I didn't catch your name.
Ah, yes. Well, you know Fuldrick the Wise. I, of course, am Humble the Bard.
And Feldak or Feldrick?
It's actually Feldak Feldrick. It's a surname.
She closes the door behind you and slides a big metal bolt, blocking it closed.
That's awesome.
Valamir kind of gulps at that and we're in trouble.
She motions you in to a living room. There are doorways going to different spots. It looks, again, it's poorly lit, not well used. She says, as you can guess, I don't entertain much, but have a seat. You can probably bring some of those chairs around that old table there, and I'll have Baz get you some refreshments. And she whispers something to the tuxedoed fellow, who glides across the ground and into another area. You see Fiona. Your class pronunciation is still driving me insane. How do you pronounce your class?
Artificer?
Artificer. Soft.
Artificer.
Okay, thank you. Artificer. Your eye catches as he goes underneath a doorway. Above that doorway is a silver sword across a silver shield, lined shield mounted to the wall.
I imagine it probably looks a lot like what's on the statue of Lord Talon Basker.
It does not.
Well then, I have been wrong multiple times tonight.
What draws Fiona's eye to it? It's just that it's
the butler going just underneath it, and it's standing out, and it is clearly magical in nature as you see a slight hue of energy emanating briefly and then fading.
from both pieces.
Yes.
When he passed underneath it?
Nope. Before and after.
Oh, but it stopped when he was there.
You're reading into it too much.
No, I'm not.
It happened before he went in and after he went in.
Okay.
Well, dear lady,
If you
That's
just for
definitely
those
in
not
character.
viewing us in Twitch, there was a superior look from my character.
Yeah.
You just need that. You need the French.
Touche.
She helps the butler Baz bring in some trays, and she drops them down, and there's some simple biscuits in there and some warm tea and some beer as well. And she plops it out on the table. She pulls up a chair and sits down on it, rather unladylike, and has her...
She go over Riker style.
Yeah, Riker style, totally. And then has that, and is kind of leaning on it like she's about to give you like a halftime talk type of a vibe. And then she grabs, she ignores the bottle of wine and some glasses and just grabs a tankard of the beer and pulls it over to her side. And she says, "So, Feldak and Aragus and friends."
Humble.
Sorry, she didn't say Aragus. Sorry, humble.
Who is this Aragus? I didn't roll that bad. Yeah, Aragus, Humble. Silly of me, of course, you already know Fuldrick. This, of course, is his brother, Ash. We have...
Fiona. What's your name?
She says, "I'm Verador."
Barador?
Nice to meet you.
Aragus gives her a secretive, scolding look.
So yeah, these books from the library.
Oh, wait. I am very much interested in this one here. Pointing to you, Vessel.
Oh, this is our contact.
I am
pissed off.
I am interrupted.
This is our construct. We haven't quite
That's racist.
haven't quite given him a name.
I
Not that I know.
I have a name.
Yeah, it's Vessel.
I am Vessel, child of Celine,
Okay.
member of the Silent Army, bearer of an arcane secret.
She nods.
Ergus, humble, gives Fiona another very stern and weird look.
Meh.
Wow, okay.
And you?
I
Yes,
am
and.
Rimilov. Thank you very much.
Rimilov.
Rimilov.
I believe that's buttery in flavor.
Indeed, if you would like to taste, you may.
It also regrows hair when you're, you know.
She says, I'm guessing not investigators from another house, not government officials. I would guess you are more aligned to adventurers. And if I were to be more accurate, and I think I am, I would say, pointing at Vessel, a fighter amongst the group, a tinkerer at his side, a barbarian Goliath, I am sure and sure. You are also a fighter, therefore. Perhaps, no. Something more about you. Perhaps a holy warrior. Our wizard, Rimilov, and a rascally rogue of Humble. That is my guess. Why you 6 adventurers are here, I'm still not sure the truth has been completely revealed.
I believe you just revealed it
Neither
yourself,
do I.
madam. A keener eye. I don't think we could have spotted ourselves.
And your best guess?
Our best guess for what? Why
Me.
we're here?
Of
Oh,
me.
of you?
You are the Lady Paramore.
Oh, come now. I think I did a good job of figuring out your profession. From the wall.
You are a warrior yourself.
Yes.
Those are fine instruments.
She sits like a warrior.
She does.
You've clearly been around. You can't just get magical items like that by roughing up like we do.
I've done my fair share.
What was your greatest victory? What'd you fight? What did you fight? What was the biggest monster? Have you killed a dragon?
I've not slain a dragon. My greatest victory would be my greatest loss. There were 3 of us taking on 3 demons.
What? Like real demons from Illistel?
Demons, I do not know whence they came forth, but they were invading the border between Calavier and Navarre. Myself, my wizard Naprier, he suffered a great mortal wound, and I went to great effort to rescue him, and came at quite a price to myself. And then our new ally at the time, an old thief named Palik, helped us as well.
Ooh.
But that was some time ago.
Well, it just so happens.
He looks at Fiona.
So what do you do now?
Well, I think you're looking at it. I stay here in this house and mind my own business.
Does that make you happy?
My happiness is not of importance.
Why not?
I've hung up my sword and shield and am done with my adventuring
And
days.
what is of importance to you now, milady?
Trying to stay sane, trying to find some purpose. My friends seem to dwindle and visit less and less year after year. Good advice of getting outdoors doesn't come as often, and I find myself staying in this house day after day after day after day. And you, sir, she says, the barbarian, what has been your greatest battle?
I've been in a lot of fights. Don't want to knock that down, but I've got a lot of fighting in me left to do. I can tell you, we came up against a horde of kobolds lately that, woof, was really close to touch and go for a second. But we came out on top. Nothing like the orcs I had to deal with.
A humble barbarian you will not find this side.
There was
of the
this
Great
one
Rift.
time that I had to fight this dire boar that was like 3 times my size. And that's saying something. It was huge. And I remember it was coming right at me. And no, this is the good part. This is where you come in. And when we were getting ready, I couldn't hold it.
You mean Ash?
I think he's saying he has a cold.
Anyway. Not a demon. Not yet, at least. You're impressive.
I recall your greatest fight to be creatures from Illisto. Vessel turns and leans and looks at you.
I didn't get the kill. I didn't count that one. But yeah, we've taken out a couple of shadow creatures.
No.
Very recently. Yesterday, in fact.
Well done.
The thing about them. No, you go ahead. I didn't cut you off. You go.
This one did not bring them into existence.
That is... Yeah, that's where I'm getting to. That's part of the reason we're here, actually. I think my friend might have misled you when he said that the books you donated were stolen. They were not stolen, but they were used by some creatures for what we think is a nefarious purpose.
All right.
All the words got pulled out of the books.
Stolen, you might say.
These books were not magical in nature.
Is there a reason you might think they would have been targeted, though?
I can't think of any reason. They were not of value to me and my limited library upstairs. I thought this library at the university might have better use of them.
And Lady Varamore, where did you acquire the tomes that were donated to the library?
Passed down from generation to generation. They're part of the house.
I understand.
It's curious.
Do you have copies of the collection?
I might. I don't know. I just looked. I've got tons of books. I looked through a couple. Thought I could be of some value and use and get outside the house. And now all of a sudden it's come back that was now a problem and being burnt? Destroyed, you say?
We're not blaming or accusing you. It's not a problem that you created.
We weren't sure what we would find when we came here.
This one studies books.
We certainly did not expect to find a great warrior.
Thank you.
Also, the books are still intact, but they're blank.
And they have a weird aura about them.
And so they want more books, or you are trying to figure out who is destroying my former property? It's not my property
We were
anymore.
trying to figure out what would have brought these creatures not only to our city, but to the library itself. And so we're...
Of all the books they were using,
And maybe it's a coincidence, but that'd be a mighty big coincidence. Did you fight in the big war?
I did.
Did you? And you never encountered any sort of shade warpers or shadow demons at all?
Nothing like that, no. Large, massive seas of rotting flesh that we held back time and time again at the northern pass.
Why did you become a fighter?
To piss off my father?
Was he not into fighters?
He was definitely not. There's a bit of history with our family going back from long ago, and my father was determined to make a name in more economical pursuits, and I had no interest in that.
Did you do it?
So you followed suit of your grandfather then?
He was more of a showman fighter. I grew up with the stories of my great grandfather.
That's maybe what I meant.
It's the Great War.
Was that Lord Salen Baskier?
Yes.
That is exactly who I meant. Got my generations mixed up. I apologize.
No problem, Rimilov.
There was another curious thing involving your great-grandfather as well. The statue of him in front of the temple. Very recently today, not more than a few hours ago, we found traces of magic upon it. Does that mean anything to you?
Nothing that I know of.
Do you have any enemies anymore?
There are several enemies that I have. One of the reasons I stay here in my home is there are certain protections that keep me safe here within these walls. But outside these walls, I'm sure there are many people that would love to defame the Buskier name and claims what few assets we have outside these walls. And again, the last conversation I had with my last friend, which was over a year ago, was never leave here unprotected. So yes, I would say so. But they are surreptitious. They are known but unknown to me. It's an enemy or possible enemies who would love to bring this house down or take it over or God knows what.
It may be possible that the books that you donated out were not intended to harm anyone at the university, but they were intended to harm you. Because they were originally in your collection. Maybe you're warded in here. That's why you were advised not to leave.
Maybe
Would you mind if we looked through your books?
Sure.
if the books are part of a ward, then destroying them would follow with what my companion says.
Lady Verador,
Just Verador.
would your manservant be one of those protections?
No.
He seems to be fading in and out of this realm.
That's just part of the spell.
He is pretty great.
Oh, thank you.
Is that your spell? Did you create him?
No,
He's just
Naprier did that for me.
Naprier, was he the wizard that
Yes.
you spoke of before?
Yep. And thankfully died of old age. I will.
That's rare for a wizard.
If you don't mind, when you're ready, we'll just go take a look at those books and
Sure.
see what we can find for you.
You will have to excuse my bedroom. I move things around, so instead of study and then bedroom, you'll have to go up to the stairs to my bedroom, then study. Just it's a mess. And she leads the way, heading through the kitchen. And as you lead the way, Cole, she stops you at the kitchen doorway, and stops and turns around and says, "No. Let's stay down here."
Oh. Just me?
I think it would be best if we all stayed out from the stairs.
Why? Are
It's better for all of us, I think, if we stay down here.
you afraid of something?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Are you afraid for us?
No, and I don't want there to be any trouble between us, and I think everyone, we can have our conversation down here.
Well, we're guests in your house. We don't want to do anything that would cause you uncomfort or make you feel like you need to get rid of us by any means. If you would like us to stay down here, we can stay down here.
Good. All right, let's get some more drinks. And she gets some more drinks and escort you guys back out to the living room.
Perhaps the books could come to us.
And she said, oh, all right, there's quite a few. Anything in particular? Got dozens and dozens of them up there.
Fiona will quickly scrawl the name of the 6 books on a piece of paper and give it to her.
Okay. She says, I shall return. The butler brings in some more snacks. And she comes back just moments later, says, it's probably not a good idea to deal with the books right now.
Your hesitation is concerning, dear lady.
Why don't we talk about something else?
No, I don't believe we will.
Does the moment of indecision react to the sword and shield that are above the door?
How so?
As though she passed and then changed her mind and stepped back out.
No.
Does
But
not.
you do notice... You do notice that she is casting a glance at them. And Caven, you notice just on her motions alone, you believe she's telling the truth about her profession, her prior profession. You can see her movements are strong and like a dancer almost as well. Almost like a middle-aged retired dancer who's still in really good shape. And you can just tell how they tumble or fall or move. That's just some grace to her. So anyways, you notice that. But you see her, Vessel, occasionally glancing at the sword and shield.
She seems to look at the sword and the shield over the door when she gets a chance.
Dear Vessel, we will need to talk about your inner monologue at some point in time.
Oh, I work on my volume.
When was the last... I mean, this might be too forward. When was the last time you left your house?
It's been several months. 6 months? No. Maybe 5 or 6 months. I had the books delivered. I didn't make that delivery.
What did you like to do when you used to go beyond these walls?
Writing. Loved writing.
Yeah? Do you have a horse?
We have a
still?
couple horses just outside the city.
What's your favorite horse's name?
Star.
Star? That's a
Mhm.
nice name.
Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful day.
Friendship is magic.
Cole calmly, sorry,
Ash.
Haven calmly approaches Barrymore.
You forgot your own name?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've done it several times with
yeah.
each other.
We're twins. It happens.
Happens a lot.
Caven calmly approaches Barrymore and quietly says to her, "Are you under the control of someone else?"
She says, I am afflicted by an inability to take arms against anyone. And I have a huge compulsion to do that right now. But it would be very bad for me if I did.
Do we all hear this?
No.
Okay.
That was whispered.
Inability to take arms against anyone. Do you mean against us?
I think so.
Cole watching Vessel and his reaction to, excuse me, Veridor's reaction to the sword and shield.
He
Cole
did say loud enough, too. Where you might
Cole
have heard
will
it.
walk over to the sword and shield.
All right. She casts a glance at you, but doesn't do anything.
Can I hold this?
No, I don't think that would be a good idea. Those are personal.
Yeah, I understand that. They look really well balanced, though.
Indeed. They will remain there for as long as I can keep them.
Would there be any reason you couldn't keep them?
My passing, they will stay there till I pass.
And then what happens to him?
I don't know. There is no buskier heir, so I don't know. Perhaps I should make a will and do all this work people say I should actually be doing.
Who says you should be doing this?
People who are friends, that I should be taking care of the estate, taking care of the family name, and not staying in the house and whiling away my time.
Veramora, we've taken enough of your time today.
Well, who did tell you to stay here? You said it was a friend. Who told you to stay within the walls here?
No, that's my choice.
Oh.
And darling, it's Verador.
Verador. Veramore? Veramore to Verador?
No M. Valdic. It's always Verador.
I would like to go up to the sword and shield, not touch them, but I would like to cast Identify
Okay.
on the sword.
All right. You cast Identify on the sword, and I'm so stuck in Pathfinder's identification roll that I have to look it up here. Identify spell. You choose an object that you must touch throughout the casting for 1 minute.
Never mind. I don't want to touch it.
You learn its properties, how to use them, and you learn whether any spells are affecting items created by spell. Okay, there you
Never mind. That's a step too far, I think.
Verador, do you ever practice? When you get the fight in you, I find that even if I haven't been in a fight for, I don't know, a week, I get itchy. I gotta keep myself warm and nimble and loose. You ever do that?
I try and stay in good shape, but I don't practice with weapons anymore.
At all?
No.
Not even practice weapons?
No.
You should. It keeps things a lot sharper.
Here.
Here.
Caven interrupts. Brother, I don't think that's a good idea right now.
Yeah, no. We wouldn't want anyone just looking at me right now, causing a major distraction. Here's your sword. Try this.
You take her sword?
I grab the sword.
Oh, God.
All right, you take her sword. She holds out a hand, and the shield flies off into her hand and attaches to her arm. And she holds it and brings it in instantly, defensively, and hunkers down a bit instinctively and says loudly, I am holding this shield not as a weapon.
Caven rushes over to Cole.
Cole is getting ready to toss the sword.
Caven stays his hand. This is not what we need to do right now.
He's not going to hurt you.
Please put that back.
Yeah.
Caven whispers to Cole what she whispered to Caven. That she...
Why would you whisper that?
Does Vessel recognize...
Why did she whisper it? She wants it kept in confidence for some reason.
Exactly.
So,
Maybe she just didn't know why you were whispering and was
Why would we
whispering
trust
back.
her at this point is my question.
Cole returns the sword,
All right.
respectfully.
She steps out of that defensive posture, but still has the shield on her arm. You had something, Vessel?
Vessel, yes. Would he determine this to be a vow of some sort held? I haven't seen any indication of a god, though I could probably spend a moment and look about and see if there is such a thing. But would Vessel recognize this as a vow undertaken in probably a more common sense?
Make an insight roll.
Natural 20, 25.
Woo! Well times.
You were the spawn of Satan! You were the devil!
I think that's your only roll tonight, isn't it?
I think so. Should I spend an Emperor Inspirit?
No.
You get a sense that she is not religious much at all, and that this is a vow to a god.
Interesting. All right. Vessel's watching a lot of this play out and is trying to put together a scenario, which he says, "You do not worship any god that I can see, yet you hold a vow to one. Why, and to whom? And why?"
But not to whom.
But why?
But the second part first.
She says, I'm not sure why that is any of your business.
Because I ruled a natural.
I recognize that, and no, I don't see why that's your business.
I am a priest of Solene, and this behavior seems odd. You follow as though you were devout. Very much so.
She walks past you and over to the paladin in the group and hands her shield to you and says, would you mind replacing that? And says to you quickly, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Haven puts the shield back up above the doorway.
She sits back down and grabs her drink. So you are protectors of the academy?
Protectors, reclaimers, explorers, gatherers, whatever duties they have for us.
Interesting.
It's a good living. Lets us meet a lot of interesting people.
There is probably a better living for you out there in the world of Varen, but it is much, much more dangerous than a school of teenagers.
Do you have a restroom nearby?
Oh, God.
She says, I do. And she motions, and the fading tuxedo man,
Just a bowl.
Baz,
Chamber pot.
floats over down a different doorway.
I'll follow him.
Okay. And you go down that hallway to a restroom area.
Is there any other stairway that gets me upstairs from where I was or on the way there?
There are different halls and stuff that might get you back to where the kitchen and the stairway up is.
Is Baz waiting with me?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't be when you're watching.
He fades out.
He has a warm cloth and a towel ready for you.
A tip jar.
And a mint.
Cole does his best to kind of keep looking, to keep going through the other hallways.
Okay. You do so. Not surreptitiously, quickly.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Maybe a little quietly.
All right.
I don't want to stomp around Goliath style.
All right. She says, is there anything else? I appreciate the company.
When Verador, yeah, I appreciate your company. When's the last time you rode Star?
It's 2 years ago.
Dude, that's a long time to go without riding.
It's fun, but again, there's a life that I've chosen, and until I figure out a better path, and I really nope. And
What
she
do you mean?
gets up and runs into the kitchen. She runs into the kitchen and grabs a hold of Cole as he's about to make his way up some stairs out of the kitchen up to the upper floor.
I got lost.
She grabs you and spins you around and says, nope, you definitely should not be going up there.
How come?
It's personal.
Yeah, you have a lot of personal things here. It's your house. However, we're only here to look at the books.
She takes her hand and moves it towards a block of knives and roots around and pulls out a ladle. And then slaps the ladle in her hands fidgetedly.
That's a menacing ladle.
Ash, why don't you make your way back with your friends? I think you are all on your way somewhere else.
I understand that. And we absolutely will. We have one thing we need to check first.
All right.
The books upstairs. That's all we're here for. When that's done, we will leave you to your peace and your house.
I can't let you do that.
Vessel continues with a conversation down in the room, in the living room. Some words are hers and others are not her intent.
Yeah,
could
there's something.
Force our way up the
Yeah,
library.
when she goes to turn around, she almost trips over Aragus, who is going through her up the stairs.
Oh, okay. So you go scurrying into the kitchen and are just going up.
Yep.
Okay. She
We're done.
goes racing after you. Make a acrobatics roll, please.
Got it.
Good God.
15 is your target number.
How about a 23?
Oh, all right. She reaches out and grabs on and just comes away with a scarf as you race up even further.
I'll be back for that!
She says, no, no, and runs after you. You
Argus, Cole will start trying to block her.
Yeah, Valmir will...
Block the stairs and keep her down.
okay?
Can I say something as I run
Yeah,
up the
go
stairs?
for it.
Whatever you're trying to hide, it would be better revealed.
As you say that, you open up the door and you see her bedroom with a messy bed and a messy desk. You see a side door off to a gorgeous-looking side door to another part of the upper floor, and you see a shade warper in here, a being of shadow hovering around the desk area, and it sees you and comes screeching right at you, Aragus.
I will give my battle cry. Creme brulee!
Okay.
Nice timber.
Thank you.
Aragus is in trouble.
How can you tell? He says that every dinner.
It's the dessert signal.
He says that every
Do you have any more
morning.
creme brulee? Yep.
He says that during his private time.
I only get to the creme.
Wow.
Aragus,
yeah.
this shade warper is racing at you, and
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, dear boy.
make an initiative roll.
All right. 18.
All right, you may go first. It's right at you as it comes. You may do something.
I quickly get to I quick draw my lute, and it gets so close to me I only have time to whisper something. Luckily, it's a dissonant whisper as I say to it, "Hey, have you ever been mistaken for a golem?" Wow!
Okay. And what's happening?
It's a dissonant whisper.
All right.
It's a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 of psychic damage, and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far away as its speed allows away from me.
Okay.
So a wisdom save.
It makes a wisdom save.
It made it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
verifying.
okay.
All right. Wisdom save.
Goal of 12, I believe. Is
no, 5. It fails.
3d6. That is 8 points of psychic damage, and it has to get away from me.
This ghostly shadow thing with wide eyes, and it goes racing in the opposite direction, leaving bits of its shadow spiraling like dust on the ground.
And Velimir, having heard Aragus's battle cry, will be trying to get up to wherever Aragus is to support his friend.
Okay. And we have Cole blocking the way from her. She puts her hand on one of your wrists and another on your throat and make a roll to affect her in some way of your choice using what skill you would like to do.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting request. Make a random roll of a random skill. Persuasion, I don't think is a thing that I'm going to do so much for. But if she's grabbing Cole's wrist and throats, the idea of a Ip Man style hand-to-hand combat is the first thing that comes to mind, where I will try to counter her wrist grab, deflect, grab her own wrist, and catch her in the throat in a simultaneous action. I'm going to use acrobatics for that.
Okay.
With 18.
18. You are able to do exactly as you would like.
Nice. So same deal. Disarm, re-catch the wrist with the other hand, and then catch her throat, holding her steady.
All right. You have her pinned against a wall?
Yeah.
All right, of this stairwell. And then, Valamir, you were racing up.
Going upstairs.
All right, you are behind Aragus in this bedroom and see this creature racing off in the corner. That lasts a round, is that right?
The dissonant whisper, I believe it's just an instant
Just an attack, right?
attack, yeah.
But
It
they're-
doesn't say anything about lasting. Instantaneous.
Am I able to take an action?
Yes, go for it.
I've already insulted him. Don't try that.
Don't worry, I'm just going to burn him. And I hold out my hand, and a small ball of flame appears, and toss it at him, and it's a firebolt.
All right.
Someday it will be a fireball.
I know. We're waiting for it.
Waiting to grow.
15 to hit.
Is a hit.
All right, and that does 1d10 with no modifiers.
I will. No, go ahead.
5.
5. I was going to say it has 6 hit points remaining. Oh. Blam! You light the creature up, and it wounds it, but it comes racing right towards you. Aragus, you can decide if it strikes you or the wizard.
Oh, we'll go for the wizard.
Okay.
I'm way too short.
It goes for the wizard, striking at you with a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. You take 5 points.
As I stare accusingly.
You take,
You stare while you're getting. This is all you.
you take 5 points of necrotic damage and must make a Constitution save.
All right. Oh, no, that's okay. I have advantage on Constitution saves only when I'm concentrating. Blah, 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 blah. 15.
15. You're fine.
I'll take the next one, devil.
Anyone else want to do anything down below? We haven't heard from a few of the other ones. Vessel, Fiona,
We should join the others.
Haven.
Fiona looks very concerned about Veridor.
Caveman.
She's also she's sensed like something's not right, and she is not under her own control.
Caven takes a seat, closes his eyes, and slightly bows his head.
Okay.
And falls asleep.
So restful.
Trying to sense whether or not there is divine
Oogly booglies.
oogly booglies around.
You recognize
Oogly boogly.
that there are half a dozen undead up above you.
Okay. And then any other like any other like spells or anything like that.
There is
divine in
some
nature.
desecration happening
Okay.
up above.
Okay. All right.
Some desiccation.
And with that, he races towards the kitchen to announce that
Say it.
everyone, there are several of these shadow figures here.
So you're speaking to Vessel and Fiona.
So I'm
Omen,
yelling
or-
it out.
Oh, you were yelling it out.
It's an open floor plan.
As Valamir is
I
yelling
ran-
down the
that would
stairs,
actually be
shadow
very
figures!
cool.
I ran
Shadow figures!
into the kitchen to say that.
He's yelling at the banister. Get up here!
What was that, Tim?
I ran into the kitchen and
Ran into the kitchen.
where everyone could hear me say that there are several of these shadow beasts, shadow figures in this house.
Go get him.
Go get him, Vessel.
Vessel stands up and charges off.
And Fiona will stay with Veridor and Cole.
Veridor's inside the kitchen.
Nope, she's up
Being
the stairwell,
wrestled?
pinned by Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So 4 of you are upstairs in this area. You see there is a wizard, a bard, and in front of them is the shadow that has just bit the bard on the arm. Bard, you may go.
I heard Caven say something about more of them.
Wait,
Actually
did
bit
the
the
bard get
mage.
bit? Oh,
No,
bit the
the
mage.
mage.
Okay.
I will get out my. It's not a crossbow; it's a short bow. I feel like it's a long bow, but it's just a regular bow. And I will shoot at the creature. So I guess I have to put away my loot, pull out my bow. Is that how
That
it works?
full cycle would take your action.
Okay, so I will instead.
You can drop.
Drop it for
I
free.
don't want to drop my loot. Come on. I will cast Blade Ward on myself.
Okay.
Just as a. Actually, I wish I could cast it on my friend, but it's
Good.
self-living. So I cast that and just a little mage kind of
I'll get you next time.
armor shield.
I heard that before.
And I'll say, he's almost defeated. Take him, Valamir.
And if I have that opportunity,
Sure.
Valamir will do so. All right, and
Should
I
read
shoot,
into
and that
them
is
to
a
say too
19 to
much.
hit.
All right.
That is a hit.
With
and
5
it is
points of
destruction.
I'm on the fly here,
the
man.
creature gets blown away as though it were by a magical fan, and it is fades away, and the room gets a little bit brighter.
Mage fan.
Veridor says to you, with your arm around her throat,
What does she say?
she says, Chris is laughing too much. She says, God, see, now you guys are ruining what she's about to say. She says dramatically, don't let go.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
There's a little more pressure on it.
Harder.
Harder. What?
You truly did ruin what he was going to say.
We did, yeah.
100%.
Now we have weird context. All right.
Can you keep her
I got it.
busy?
Yep.
Can I keep you?
Yeah.
Can I keep you?
I can keep her busy.
You're my new toy.
30 seconds.
And I before I head into the fight, I want to like get close to Veridor, and I'm like, and I whisper, "Think of Star," and I race into the fight.
All right. Well, you guys are upstairs in this
Kind of
bedroom.
going to the next corridor, I guess, to find the next sounds, sights, whatever.
Well, Caven is
Friends.
running straight to where they are.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys follow Caven. You run through this door. There's a small hallway and then another door. You open it up, and inside you see there is a study or library, personal little library with a bunch of old books. There is another desk here. It looks like it hasn't been used in a while. You see in the north side there is some fog, low fog on the ground that you've seen before back at the Lumine Academy, and around that fog is a singular book. That book has dark magic being swarmed around it by 4 of these shade warpers. In addition, there are 2 beings, creatures, that are balls of shadow, less humanoid than the shade warpers are. Balls of shadow with shadowy tendrils, 5, 6, 7, 8 tendrils that are moving out and about. And the 4 shade warpers are focused on the book. The 2 ball things turn around and face you with a face you can't quite see, and when they do so, a wall of fog appears between you and them in this small study, and you lose sight of everything I just described.
Well, Caven rushes towards where he last had sight of one of the ball creatures.
Okay, you run like crazy. You burst through the fog, and on the other side, you still see the same scene. You are now just feet away. There is one of those creatures right there, and I need you to roll initiative with disadvantage.
Okay.
Ah,
8.
you succeed.
All right.
Wow.
And you are ready to go right as you cross the threshold and of the fog, and you're right there. This creature is ready to lash out with one of its shadow tendrils.
I take a swing. That is a 23 to hit,
Is a hit.
and that is 20 points of damage.
What? How'd that-
Because I'm using Divine Smite.
So you have to describe this. This is new.
So I rear back with my warhammer, and I close my eyes for a second, and you see the warhammer glow, and then I swing, and it makes contact, and this glow from the warhammer like transfers into the ball of undead fiend, whatever it is.
All right.
And it does an extra 2d8 plus because
Holy
it's
crap.
undead. Does an extra 1d8 on top of that.
Whoa!
So it does 48 plus 4 damage.
Wow.
So that's 20 points of damage.
This is massive.
Ooh, is what when it pays to have a paladin in the group.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Ooh.
But it burns one of his spell slots, as he says.
Does burn a spell slot.
Damage. Yep,
Just-
great.
Picturing that like just coming through the fog, and
Yeah.
then the hammer. That's awesome.
Yeah, right
Valamir's
through the
coming
fog.
through at a more reasonable pace.
Hands
Yeah,
in his
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Basically, hands out, moving forward very slowly.
Argus is on your tailcoat. It's like,
Are you a Goliath?
The
Aw.
creature explodes in shadow. Several of the tendrils try to swipe at you as you destroy it. Make a dexterity save 12, and you are not able to even be attacked by it as it dies.
16.
Okay, and whoosh, the creature is gone. One of the shade warpers turns around and is focusing on you as well. There are other members in the group who haven't done anything in a while, and I think it was Fiona and Vessel. What would you guys like to do?
How big is this room?
Maybe 50 by 50. It's not big.
it's pretty big.
Bigger than my bedroom.
Not battle mat big, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So in the middle of the room, or in like what I think is the greatest concentration of this fog, Fiona's gonna pull out her she has this little hammer that's her spell focus, and do a little floration, and she wants to cast Fairy Fire,
Okay.
which is each object in a 20-foot cube within range, 60-foot range, is outlined in a violet color, and any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save. You affect several of these creatures. What's your spell DC?
It is 13.
13. 2 fail, and that one is out of range. 2 of the shade warpers fail and are lit up by this magic. And what happens?
So any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage on the attack.
It's huge.
Yes, it is. Fairy fires.
How long does that last?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Whoa.
As
Concentration?
long as we need it to.
Yes. That's a great question. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes.
Okay. So don't get hit while you have that spell going.
I'm-
Okay.
You are
Very
concentrating.
nice.
Way in the back.
Vessel.
Vessel moves, and I think he's aware that there's undead present at this point.
I think so.
And seeing the room, charges to the center of the room, kind of leaping through where he sees the cloud vapor that's been separated by Caven, and jumps through. And as he lands, he glows very brightly, travels down his legs into his feet, and as he lands, it just pulses out. and he stands up and he goes, I sanctify this in the name of Solene, and casts Turn Undead.
Oh,
Wow.
Turn undead.
Why didn't we do this last week?
I wasn't level 2 last week.
Yeah,
That's a
We
big
were-
difference.
no one had any strength at all.
we weren't level 2.
Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom save. If it fails, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. While it fails, it must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can and cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you and cannot take reactions. That could be huge. Wisdom save. Sorry.
Wisdom save 13.
13. That affects all of these creatures. Wisdom 13. Fail. Only one failed.
Oh.
There is a larger one in the back. Only one failed.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. Just one of them. And it's...
Can just creatively, can I spend to re-roll the enemy die?
Sure.
All right.
They're one of the Shade Warpers doing the seance concept or the shadowy tendril thing.
The seance concept.
Okay. Even better. Sorry.
Oh, well, I spent it.
All right. So that is happening. The creatures are not going to go, and then we'll get everyone back in the action after that. They are charging at two people they can see quite clearly. That is the cleric vessel and the paladin cave-in. One of the Shade Warpers is racing off into the corner, trying to get as far away from you as possible. The other... How long does that last? Just 1 freaking minute?
Well, that's a long time
That's
in
a
combat.
long
too.
time. Yeah, you've messed that creature up. The others charge, and they are going to charge at you, Sir Vessel.
I'm a knight? Cool.
What?
What?
There are 3 of them. They race at you, and they bite at you, and they do weird hissing and shrieking.
I'll get this one first.
And the shrieks start to affect you. You have disadvantage on all saving throws now.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
And any attack rolls against anyone but them are disadvantaged. They want you focusing on them.
Okay.
And they attack you 3 different times.
Am I able to convey that? Of just, I feel the need to attack these. That kind of concept, or ignore it.
Hold on. That's a 12 to hit,
no?
a miss, and a natural 20.
That'll hit.
I don't have a 4. Jeremy, roll a 4-sided die.
I love 4-sided dice. 4!
You bastard.
So, so how we do critical hits is we max out the maximum damage and we roll 1 more die of the damage. It's 2d4 plus 1, so that is 9 plus 4 is 13 points of necrotic damage.
13.
Yeah.
I have a Solene temporary of 5, so 13 comes down to 8.
Okay.
I will take 8 points of damage, leaving me with 9.
And then make a wisdom saving throw, disadvantaged, due to the shrieking.
Disadvantaged, shrieking. Got it. That is a... I don't add anything to my roll, right?
Wisdom saving throw? You had your
Saving-
wisdom
your
modifier. You have a
saving
wisdom
My
save.
my modifier. So that'd be a 13 then.
13 is a pass. You resist that effect. There is another monster, and it is a ball of floating shadowy tendrils that comes floating quickly over to you, Caven, and it lashes out not once, not twice, but twice with its tentacles. Let's do both. That is, holy cow, 24 to hit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
The second one is 22 to hit.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
That's interesting. All right, so it's going to do... Jeremy, give me another 4.
Here we go!
Don't roll 4.
4!
Fuck you.
7 points of necrotic damage, and you are grappled and restrained by the tendril. The second one is a hit. I need another D4, Jeremy.
Here it comes! 1!
Is 4 points of necrotic damage. And then it will use its ability of aberrant quickness to take an extra action. And it will attack again one more time with one tentacle only. That is terrible with an 8. Whoosh. It has advantage on you because you are restrained.
Even though it's in the same round.
Yeah, it is also a 8, same exact 8, and it cannot. You wiggle away too much, and it cannot get its hand on you. It is a new round. Let's keep it simple and let's go clockwise, starting with Aragus.
Okay. I will first.
So you're not in fight, man.
I'll get my kills eventually.
Looking through the fog, I'm going to try to get to one of the shade warpers, about 10 feet away or so.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to it, it doesn't have to see me, it does have to hear me. I'm going to do a vicious mockery at it. And I say to it, I had a good one right here. I'm going to say, oh, well, with a face like that, it's a good thing you're a corpse already.
All right. And this is a wisdom?
That is a wisdom save.
14.
That's a 12. He succeeds. So no damage there.
Is it none or half damage?
Or take 4 damage. Take disadvantage. It doesn't say.
Is it a cantrip or a first level spell?
It's a cantrip.
Then it's no damage.
No
if
damage.
it fails.
No damage there. I'll try to get around it and get the rest of my movement, whatever that may be, closer to the center of the whole chaos. But I will use my bonus action to say to Caven, I'll just say to him, I believe in you, Caven. Not because you're infallible, but because you never give up. Now don't give up!
Thank you.
You get a bardic
feel it.
inspiration of
Got it.
1d6.
I love you. Believe he never gives up. Don't give up.
Just in case.
just in case.
Just to be clear.
Our wizard.
Yeah.
Valamir.
So is Valamir able to basically tactically position himself where he could cone a spell into the group of the tendril thing plus at least
Remember, a
one of
couple
the
these are lit up,
shadows?
too.
Yeah.
No, you can get 2 of the shade warpers in one cone, or you can get 3 of them and vessel.
I'm not going to do that.
That's the surprise of the evening.
I have been the target of, or included in too many area of effect spells to
You're a little
not
sensitive.
have personal trauma about it. So I don't want to visit that trauma on other people.
Vessel can't feel things.
So instead, Valamir literally just wiggles his fingers a little bit and
Twitches
Yeah.
his nose.
just wiggles his fingers, and out of 3 of them go, and there are 3 small little magical darts. It is called magic missile.
Never heard of that. Where's
Yep.
that go?
So that all 3 darts are going to go into the tendrilled creature
Thank
that
you.
is attacking, I think, Caven.
Yes.
And it's automatically hits, does force damage, 3d4 plus 3, essentially. That is going to be 4, 7, 10, 13 points of damage via these missiles
Wow.
upon
nice.
Mr.
Nice.
Tenderly creature.
And that creature folds in upon itself and collapses and goes, and it's gone.
That's all it took.
Yeah. There are certain vulnerabilities to different things. Magic Missile does not do a lot of damage, but it can just hit.
And then he gets Caven's attention. Hey, Chan!
You're like Todd from Scrubs.
Yes, absolutely.
out of nowhere too.
Absolutely.
Underhand in the stall.
Innuendo 5.
Caven.
Now that Caven is freed up, what's the closest? Oh no, what's the furthest shadow?
That's one that's raced off in the corner being turned away.
How far away?
Chris, our virtual tabletop is functioning now.
Yay.
Oh, great.
For the audience watching us.
For me watching us.
I appreciate the silent sign language back and forth when I was just getting server errors. I'm like, well, maybe it's not a thing.
I still get game paused. Just gotta unpause that puppy.
There you
Yeah,
go.
beautiful. All right. I thought you said this wasn't battle map worthy.
Well, 50 by
Different
50
games
is
currently in session.
well within running space for for our bard here.
Cave-in is there. This guy is gone. This guy is gone. We have Aragus was up front. Leading the charge was right there, but he moved at an angle. We're just getting everything set up here. And we have something like that.
I don't know who I am in that.
You're the old wizard guy
Oh.
over here.
I'm right there?
Something
Gotcha.
like that.
It's ages.
It
Wizard
is.
That's
Yeah, it really is.
Way,
I'm a
way
younger
closer
wizard.
than
Welcome to 60.
Fiona would have been, but that's all right.
We can move Fiona back.
So, wow, that other dude ran a long way.
And we'll keep running, I think,
Yes.
as he is feared.
Okay, then
You
I
don't have
won't,
to chase him.
I won't bother with him then.
Well, I lost
right.
the game.
Caven just goes after the closest.
Did he run by me when he ran by?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Did he run by me?
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was an area 30 foot, and he ran away from there.
Caven will just attack the closest shadow guy.
Oh, I know how they resist it. It's 1 minute or until they take damage. That makes it balanced. Anyways, carry on.
So he's still running.
Yeah,
Which-
he hasn't been hit yet.
Which two of these guys are lit up?
The,
With the fairy fire.
Where's my map again? It's the bottommost two shade warpers.
Okay, I'll do the top one, the one that's not lit up, since I can see it. And yeah, I'll just do a normal attack here.
Maybe something like this.
It's a 13 to hit.
13 to hit a. You moved in?
A shadow warper.
Yeah. Can you move? Someone move him in there if you
Yep.
can. 13 to hit is a hit.
Okay, and that's 9
hit?
damage.
9 damage.
Whoa.
Not everybody.
Easy now.
Everyone's not up there!
All right, that's a good hit. Next up is not Cole. It is then Fiona.
So Fiona gets a big smile on her face, and
Whoa.
out of her bag, she pulls what yesterday was just a normal light crossbow. Is now a crossbow. Yeah, that is beautifully adorned. The metal bow has like brass metal inlay in it. The stock is this beautiful, pristine white ash, and the bow has a little twinkle to it. And nobody's back with her, but for anybody that was, there's no actual bolt loaded into it, but a shimmering purple, like magical.
Laser gun?
Yep. Exactly.
Is this our first magical item then?
Second, if you include the bag of holding that
Oh.
she just pulled this out of. And she's going to take aim.
Flex there.
Yeah, that's right.
humble brag.
And she's going to take aim at the furthest one away that has the fairy fire on him.
Nice.
Gotcha. Wait, don't roll. He would have light cover from friends.
Are they both going to be undercover? They both have cover?
If there's someone between you and them, yes, including friends.
Okay. But it's, so it would have been at advantage, so now it's just a straight roll?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Just-
no.
Or is it just a
Move
plus
down
minus?
like 5 feet and you should be
Yeah,
fine.
isn't light cover just a minus?
Oh, I could do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'll move. I can move. I'll move. Thank you,
Just move.
Alistair.
And you
Okay.
can like stagger your movement, right? So you don't have to move all in one.
Well, this is important too, because this might.
Yeah, you can stagger your movement in this
Okay.
game.
Whoa.
A 23
Is a hit.
Nice.
for
Spacebar, isn't it?
for 4 points of damage.
With a magic weapon.
Yes.
Done. You strike that creature.
Yep. And then immediately as the bolt fires, the crossbow reloads itself.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Can you get to a point that if you're critically wounded in some battle later on, can you reload your weapon the Sarah Connor way with one arm?
Yeah.
I don't need to do it. It
I
reloads
know,
itself.
but it would be cool if you did. All right. Vessel, you were right in front of a couple of these dudes.
Right. Who's to my left? Party-wise?
Aragus is ahead left.
Yeah.
My favorite is the shotgun on the motorcycle,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
the flip around. Yeah.
Wait,
So you have like
am I?
Aragus right. You're right here.
I'm right there.
So you have Caven
Right
in
there.
front of you and Aragus a little bit to the left.
Oh, okay.
and ahead
I'm
of you.
my
And then you have
orientation.
monsters to the right of you.
You see my ping?
Arragus
That's
to
you.
the left of them.
Yeah, okay.
Monsters to the right.
And here I am.
Chris,
Uh,
can you,
to-
zoom in a
Volley.
little bit?
And thunder.
Caven is a bonus action, and in the middle of this crazy combat, there's weapons clanging and whatnot. You feel a hand briefly touch you, and you are assaulted with divine favor, as you are protected from evil.
Who is you?
Caven.
Caven,
Gotcha.
next to me. Since you're right next to me, or within touch, I can just duke. And so now you have that. Vessel will attack the guy in front of him now with his mace.
Divine favor gives me what, by the way?
Well, hold on. You touched Valamir?
Caven.
Caven, sorry. And you gave him one more time?
Protection from evil.
The spell.
Yes.
Oh, nice. And what were you doing? You said it was a bonus action.
That is the bonus action. I think
The
it is.
actual action is to smack the guy.
Is it the protection? No, I'm sorry. I have it backwards. Sorry. Shield of Faith.
Shield of
That's
Faith.
+2 to your armor class.
Nice.
And then for my attack, then I'm attacking the guy in front of me.
With what weapon?
My mace.
A mace.
Yep. With a,
God, your armor class is
that's a +2 +2. 15 to hit
is a hit.
Big hit.
Nice.
with 9 damage.
This was the fairy fired guy next to you.
Both
So
of
you,
these,
the one right in front of him,
both
yeah.
of these dudes are got fairy fire, so it would have been with advantage.
you
when
can roll
hit.
another die and get a 20. And
Sure. No, that was
Okay.
lower.
How much damage?
9 points of
9.
damage.
Big crushing
Nice.
blow. You feel resistance somehow with the shadows as your mace goes through, and it does hurt, but it is not dead. Bump, 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 bump. Good there. Next is them. The creature in the far northeast continues to try and get as far away from the cleric as possible. The unfairy fired one next to Caven strikes at your cleric instead with an attack, and here it comes. That is a, oh my goodness, 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
That is only 3 points of necrotic damage, and make a and make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh man, please make a good save.
Disadvantage.
I thought 4 was bad, 2 was worse. I will go ahead and spend
Yeah, birthday points.
birthday point.
Woo!
I reroll both.
Reroll both. Take
That's
the worst.
way advantageous in this case.
We'll see.
Lowest is, you said wisdom?
10 wisdom save.
17
Is the lowest?
is the lowest. The other one
Nice.
would be 21.
Jesus.
Birthday points.
Okay, you're fine there. However, there is a second one also biting at you. He is biting, also shrieking. That is a 14 to hit.
That will miss.
And there is a third one who is moving and getting close to you as well, and biting at you. They sense the power of your goddess, Solene, and he bites at you with a 16 to hit.
That is a miss.
A miss!
Wow.
Jeez. Just they're successfully biting you, but they're just not getting through.
Yeah, it's just
This thick hide armor, whatever it is that you've got going on for you. That is it. Everyone in this room, by the way, is dealing with their horrific shrieking. You all have disadvantage on any saving throw that you make.
Oh my god.
'Kay.
Wow.
Going back to our
If
bard.
we have, oh, never mind. Doesn't apply. Okay. So I will. First, I'm going to say use my bonus action. I'm going to use my second bardic inspiration of the rest on Vessel, and I'll just say to him something like, "Summon your courage from deep within your core."
I feel it. Let's get these bitches.
So you get a D6 on any saving throw, attack roll, anything like that.
And that is after they make the roll,
Yep.
but before they
Yes,
give me
before
the final result.
before the result is called out, you can use that.
Cool.
Which is huge.
And then I will just use a vicious mockery on one of the fairy fire touched ones.
Okay.
I guess the middle one.
That's a wisdom save
Wisdom save.
on the bottom one.
And with my loot already out, I'd say I would draw my long sword, but that would be too much for you to handle.
I feel insulted.
All right. It rolls a natural one.
Ooh, that is 1d4 of psychic
Nah,
damage.
don't roll it. Just max
1
it
point.
out. No, max
okay,
it out.
4. 4 points of psychic. Disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
That's
Okay.
sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
it's not a
that-
big damaging cantrip, but it's
that is
annoying.
the middle one.
Oh,
for
middle one. I'm
reference.
sorry.
Or whichever one you chose is fine.
Okay, that one down there.
One of the fairy touch
I'm
ones.
seeing badly wounded. Their conditions. Is that meant for us?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
Valamir.
Valamir, just thought of a verbal component for my magic missile as well, and I'm not to go too many times to that. Well, but he wiggles his fingers and says, "Wiggle, waggle, piggle, paggle," and fires.
He's very serious. He's a very
wiggle,
professional.
waggle, piggle, paggle.
We do children's parties.
Decades of dedicated training.
I always picture the magic missile sound effect being like the old sci-fi lasers.
yeah.
And
This comes from an ancient teacher you had. in
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
His name is Dr. Seuss.
It means something different in Old Bison.
One missile, two missile.
Who are you
Pronounce it
attacking?
I am going to attack all 3 of the ones in melee with a single missile.
One each.
And so-
Spreading the love.
Damage is as follows from top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
Is 4,
Ooh, badly hurt.
4,
Ooh, badly hurt.
and 4.
Let's go.
Nice.
They are all
Perfect
now
roll.
all badly hurt.
Not perfect because I was
Even critically hurt.
+1, but
Haven.
Oh, okay.
You've got 2. You're close range of 2 of these 3. So we
and
have
then I'm actually going to move and back away.
Okay, we have 3 of these Shade Warper guys in the middle of the room, toe-to-toe with a bunch of you, and there's one in the far corner.
right.
That's the situation.
That one in the far corner is about how many feet away?
You could leave him alone for several rounds.
He's
Just
still
saying.
running
40
away.
feet.
He will
If
run.
you hit him, he'll come back.
Just saying.
He is bugged right now, running in place against the wall.
Glitched.
Yeah.
He's a first-time player. He's getting handle
Mop
of
up and save him
controls.
for
Yeah, I'll just knock out this one closest to me with my warhammer. Give him a little love tap of 17
Is a hit.
and 9 points of damage.
Is
Ouch.
crushed and obliterated.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Nice.
And I will move
You can see through the floor at Cole.
30 feet towards the guy in the corner.
All right, that will provoke an opportunity attack from the guy you're adjacent to.
That's fine.
All right. He bites you, but you have the armor class?
20.
Wasn't
20 now.
wasn't one of them mockeried?
Yeah, the
That was the bottom one.
bottom
Bottom
one.
that was, yeah.
All right.
And he's not going after him?
And that
No, he's running to this guy and this guy.
that shield of faith,
Yeah.
is
I-
that concentration based?
It is.
Okay, so you were hit once or twice since then.
It just happened last
Let's-
turn.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it,
and
it
then-
should happen immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
First off, are these affected by the disadvantage saves?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
You're probably going to lose this.
All right.
So let's do twice. I think you were hit twice,
Right.
right?
This last time I was hit 3. Prior, no, I was
No,
only
just
hit
once.
the 3.
All right.
So
10 or higher.
10 or higher.
Constitution.
Success.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Okay.
Nice
Holding.
job.
All right, so with your shield still holding strong, it gets a bite at you, Caven, for a total of 20.
Oh, it's still.
That is my armor
is-
class.
Augmented armor class, it got you. That is
You need to pray more.
6 necrotic, and make a disadvantaged wisdom save. Target number 10.
You do have inspiration.
Oh, my arm! What happened to you, Caven?
No, you guys aren't doing that.
Oh, my other arm!
The Goliath Penzance.
Yes.
Disadvantage wisdom save.
Yes, please.
All right.
Target 10.
I'm going to use a hero point.
Caven is down to 2 hit points.
Ooh, good to know.
There we go. 11.
11. You resist the strange feeling inside the wound. You were able to do that move and complete it. And we are at Fiona.
Move me 30.
Fiona's going to back up like 10 feet to the south and let off another bolt from
Oh,
her.
wait. Hold on. Before you roll.
Yeah.
Caven, you're dashing away?
Yeah. That's why he got the
Attack
Opportunity.
opportunity
Oh,
attack.
I thought you were moving to a different position. I can't heal you. Okay.
I'll be
You
okay.
got 2 hit points. All
He
right.
can
I'll be
heal
okay.
himself too.
I can help.
All right.
Okay.
Remember your stone's endurance, too.
So
And I
yeah, I'm
have
gonna
that.
back down to the south and fire at that closest shadow
With
monster.
advantage of your fairy fire.
Oh my goodness. 21,
That is a hit.
but it only does 3 points of damage.
And it is barely alive.
This dice sucks.
Vessel. You're still toe-to-toe with 2 of these.
Right. Vessel has to cast a heal on himself. And that will be 8 plus 6. 13 healed.
That's nice.
The bonus action, I'm not sure if it qualifies in the case any kind of brace he can do for any kind of incoming in contact with a bonus
no,
action.
It's a full
It's
action.
full? So he'll just thematically prepare himself for the next couple hits.
Okay. All right. It is their turn. They are both striking at you, Vessel. The first one has a normal attack coming at you with its bite. Natural 20.
Oh, God!
I am prepared for this.
Jeremy, roll a d4.
Here we go! 2!
Okay. 8, 9, 11 points of necrotic damage.
That's a lot.
Minus 11. This means, hold on 1 second. I'm rolling a disadvantaged 11. Wait, no, it's half. So it's 5.
You're still conscious?
I'm still good. Oh, yeah, because I just healed.
Oh, that's
He just healed
right.
himself.
Just healed. So,
10 or higher.
it's a 6 plus 3. No, your shielding fades now.
On Caven.
And now I'm making another roll.
There is another bite coming at you, but it is been mocked. So it is at disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. 19 and a 16. Hold. So it is 6. It is a total of 19.
It hits. At
It
19.
does hit.
Damn.
Jeez.
All right. The damage is 5 necrotic.
5 necrotic. I am
max.
alive with 1 hit point.
Oh, my God. Standing up!
Still standing.
Wow.
So
There is one more left, but he's running away in the corner with Caven closely charging in. It is your turn.
Okay.
Arrogance.
Get up there, Aragus.
Were there any saving throws I needed to make for the
Yeah, on
bites?
that last. We got hit with both, right?
I got hit with
Yeah,
both.
it's wisdom 10 disadvantage, wisdom 10 disadvantage.
And
For what?
that means for
Oh, we
the
don't.
effect,
The
the
bite
screen.
effect.
the bite effect.
Oh, the confusion.
I'm
It's
rolling.
confusion.
With an 11 disadvantage, that would be a fail first one.
Okay.
And
Then you don't have to worry about the second one.
okay.
We've already did it this way. So
there.
you are now
it-
confused
Equidistant.
with their biting,
Okay.
and all attacks against you have advantage
Okay.
Oof.
How far am I from
Dang.
them?
You did not need that.
until the
15.
start of
Oh,
the last guy's turn.
25.
Okay. So Vessel's been bit and hit, knocked around, and you can see like his spell platters, if you will. They're just kind of listing now and wandering about. They're not locked into a place. It's his glyphs that lock into place to make his spells happen.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
That does not look good.
The tune that's been kind of playing throughout this battle switches to a minor chord as Aragus is casting Bane on 3 targets, which would be all 3 of the undead seen. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails this throw makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that number from the total.
Okay, and this is a concentration-based related thing.
Up to 1 minute.
Every single one of them fails.
Awesome.
And it's a D4 every time. One of them critically failed, and we're going to house rule that he is at max penalty every time.
All right.
So you cast Bane on these
I
shadows?
have Bane concentrated on all 3
What's
of them.
These shadows, do they live in the shadows?
That's very cool. Aragus.
Lord Darkness was your ally.
All right, Valamir, right?
Yes.
To the one to the south of Vessel, Valamir will wave his hand as a fireball forms in it, and then it will cast out as a bolt.
Advantage. Get a roll
With
with
advantage.
advantage.
Well, with the screaming, is it just saving throws that are a disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay. 12 to hit,
Is a hit.
Whoa.
Lucky
8
you.
points of damage.
And obliterated, leaving just one fairy-fired Shade Warper next to Vessel and another in the corner.
And
Yeah.
Valamir will come up and stand beside Vessel.
That is my last spell.
Haven. Oh,
Are
sorry,
you
sorry,
an
Paul.
enemy?
Sorry.
I can't tell anymore.
I'm concussed.
I am reconsidering standing beside you.
Caven, what do you got?
Haven is going to step up and swing at this guy in the corner. And similar to that very first swing he took after emerging through the fog, he steps up, closes his eyes. The Warhammer glows for an instant, and then all that glow moves into the body of... And I have advantage?
No.
No,
No.
because
He
that's
will
not
have-
fairy
Oh,
fired.
okay. So it hits with 15, and then it does 21 points of damage.
Wow. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, you don't have to declare your smite before you roll, which makes it insanely powerful.
Wow,
You can
that's cool.
miss. Never intended it to begin with,
True.
which is great. However, you still hit, and you one-shot and destroy this thing, and you essentially you Control-I and Photoshop inverted him from dark shadow to white, and he gets splattered all over into a white fog and fades away, leaving just one wounded fairy-lit one left in the middle, with Fiona, I believe, taking aim.
Mm-hmm. Better leave. Yeah.
Episode title.
You better leave Vessel alone.
No.
19 on 5 damage. 19 to hit, 5 damage.
Is a hit,
Wow.
and how does this creature die?
So this purple bolt of, in essence, it kind of looks like lightning. Hits this thing and it kind of just like the other one, like explodes out and then implodes on itself.
It is
Yeah.
gone. There's the white fog that was on the ground where they were doing their
Nice job.
little magical work fades away, leaving just a single book and some battered heroes, but no one dropped.
What is the name of that book?
You go over
I'm
to
fine, thank you.
Well,
Out of the way!
hang on. Really quickly,
He pushes Vessel out of the way.
Argus just shouts, "Cole, bring her!" Just kind of knowingly.
And
See if
Cole
you can get
hanging
her up
on
here.
to Vermore. Does she have anything that seems to be different about herself?
Yes, she relaxes her muscles a great deal and tries to
this
take
harder.
a deeper breath.
Yeah. Cole also kind of releases his grip.
All right,
Little
you
bit.
get a little defensive when she puts her hand near your neck, but she just puts it on your shoulder instead and leans on you for a second and catches her breath. Valamir, you go over to the book and lift it up.
No, I look at it.
You lift it
touch
up.
it.
You see there is no title because it's open on the ground. There is an open book with 2 pages visible, and the pages are completely devoid of anything, been stripped clear of everything except a small single word or phrase, very tiny, written in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And we will stop there for tonight. Thank you
Is that the word?
so much for coming. This was very, very much fun. I got some after show thoughts for our group. If you want to hear the after show and what everyone thinks, please consider joining us on our Patreon account. Just a few bucks get you access to everything, and that's patreon.com/IngloriousBards. And we will see you next time with a buffer from Jeremy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, buddy.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.